You are listening to Trophy Horse with your hosts, Tricky Mick, Alex, I Yield to No One,
Steve,
and Troy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Trophy Horse. This is episode 350. I'm your host, Tricky Mick. Alongside with me, the man, the myth, and the legend. He's Alex.
How have we not been canceled yet? It's amazing.
He brings the awesome every single week. It's I Yield to No One.
The time-6 son of a grizzly bear has returned with more platinums.
And he is the master of the dual screens. He's Mr. Steven Fontana.
Woo! I've been getting trophies like crazy boys, and it is time for 350. Woo! Woo! Woo!
That's not the intro you said you were going to do, Steven.
Well, let me tell you something, Tricky Micka, because I got a problem.
What's your problem?
I got a big problem. You see, a few weeks ago, we did predictions. Now, the Nature Boy, master of the dual screens, he doesn't get anything wrong. But the reason why he got some things wrong was because a couple of chumps here on the Trophy Horse decided to let the Nature Boy make some stupid picks. And believe me, I got a problem with that. And I want 1 point docked from everybody else. Woo! Woo! Everybody else for letting me do some stupid picks, like Fallout VR announced the game's been out for a damn year. Woo! Woo!
Well, it's in my defense, Nature Boy, you did start off saying Fallout 3. I made you change to Fallout 4.
That is true, he did.
I'm telling you, I was swindled. And if only we had somebody here that could make the ruling right here live on the air.
Well, we could do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we could.
How so?
Because coming from across the pond, it's my man Sid.
A what?
Hey guys.
What's up, Sid?
I'm alright guys, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Now, we couldn't just bring Sid back because we have a judge, but we also needed to bring the business. Troy's here too.
Woo!
Where's he at?
What's the business?
What's up, Troy?
What's cracking, everybody?
First, before we get
Long
through the
time.
shenanigans.
No C.
First, before we get to the shenanigans and the train wreck of this show, I have to congratulate you. You are an expectant father.
Yeah. Any hour now? Any day? Week? I don't know. Technically, he's due on July 16th, but she's 37 weeks, and it could happen at any point at this point.
All right. Enough with the sobbiness.
3 weeks early.
Enough with the sobbiness. We have to get down to the business.
Business.
And the business is we have some predictions and we have some gripes, and we're going to go through it. So, what I'm going to do.
We're going to hash it out. We're going to do some kumbaya here.
And this is what we're going to do. I'm going to read the results. And as per usual, Sid has made his choices. Right, Sid?
Oh yeah.
Okay. With that being said, I'm going to read the email that Sid sent to me. If one of the four whores wants to dispute it, they can state their case. Sid will hear both sides, and then Sid can make a final ruling. Okay. So, let's start with Steven.
Yeah, what?
Steven, your first prediction. Capcom will show Deep Down coming 2019, exclusive to the PlayStation 4, timed or otherwise. Sid said, nope, 0 points.
I was actually legitimately shocked that we did not see Deep Down.
Survey says.
Your second prediction. A new Spider-Man trailer / gameplay demo will be shown that will debut a new villain. No points if the trailer or gameplay demo because that was confirmed already. And you said the villain will be Venom. Sid said, "Yep, a few new villains, half a point."
Yeah, the whole Spider-Man universe was every villain that's ever fought Spider-Man was in this trailer / gameplay, except for Venom. So
That's
that was
because
great.
they heard your prediction.
Your third prediction, Fallout 3 Anniversary Edition, will be announced. Sid said, "Nope, 0 points." Your fourth prediction, Fallout
Why are
4
you laughing?
I know that was actually a cough because I vaped.
Oh, okay.
Fallout 4 VR announced. Might be at the Bethesda stage, but will be shown on PSVR at some point. Sid said, "Nope, 0 points."
Now, here's my contention, as I said at the top of the show. Now, every single person in here who's got somebody here has 97 platinums and 96 games. We have somebody else with like over 100 friggin' platinums. We have Tricky who plays till God only knows what time of the day he's playing, getting platinum trophies and all this nonsense. Listen. It is unacceptable that my co-hosts would allow me to predict something that has happened for 10 months or so already. The game's out. It's been done. It's on PSVR and all that such and such and all that noise. Now,
You know why we did that?
Because you're terrible humans.
We are. It's an easy non-point for you. See,
Right.
but see, we just taught you a valuable lesson. Now you will come prepared next year.
See,
So-
this is sabotage, and therefore I am looking to our judge, Sid. I'm looking at you, okay? Now, here's the thing. I was deliberately pulled off track. I was basically going into this event handicapped from the very top.
Oh my God!
So I am
Stop with the
calling-
nonsense already.
I am calling for 1 point to be docked from everybody else.
Don't
I'm
be
calling
hate.
for it right now.
Okay,
Don't be
okay.
hate.
Hold on a second. So, Steven, is this an official grievance that you want to bring to Sid?
This has been filed. This is a filed grievance.
All right. So, my argument against it is, you're the sucker that made a prediction for an already announced game. You suck. You lose. You're asked out.
Okay.
Sid, Yield, you have an argument?
No, I agree with Tricky.
Okay,
What about you,
Alex.
Alex?
For one time.
Alex, do you have an objection? I can't hear Alex at all.
No, you're very quiet, man.
You can't hear me at all?
Oh, barely.
No.
Well, I don't know how you can take a point away from me when I don't have any points at all.
That's a good point. All right, Sid, you've heard the arguments. How do you rule?
You need to pay attention, dude.
Also, in all
No, you
I
cannot
do
file
not
an appeal
have
now.
A PSVR, and I can't have a PSVR because I have vertigo. So maybe I shouldn't have predicted something that was PSVR related. Maybe I'll give you that. But there were 3 people that allowed me to do so.
I don't have VR.
Troy?
And I don't have VR. And I knew it
Okay,
was out.
Sid has made his ruling, but Troy, would you like to weigh in on this, on the business of how stupid Steven was for making that prediction?
I mean, it's definitely an oversight. Sorry. I mean, you kind of got to know going in, like, what kind of prediction you're going to make. Yeah, no, I mean, I got to stick with I agree with the official ruling on this.
All right,
It's-
so that's the ruling. All right, your fifth prediction, Steven. Borderlands 3 will be announced coming fall 2018. Custom characters instead of pre-made characters. Battle Royale mode. Sid said nope. Oh, excuse me. I said no points if being announced because it was already confirmed. And Sid said nope, 0 points.
Hey, you had half a point.
Your off the wall prediction, which I think all of us were hoping would come true. A trailer will play. It will show Aloy on a hunt. A Thunderjaw in the background. She stalks it. She's talking out loud. You must steady your hand. Draw back and breathe. Wham! The Thunderjaw explodes. Flying out of the beast is the hammer into Kratos' hands. He's standing behind Aloy and Boy.
Axe, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
The
changed
axe.
it to Leviathan Axe, yeah.
Yes. Horizon Zero Dawn God of War DLC coming 2018. We clarified on the show that it's official Horizon Zero Dawn DLC featuring Kratos and Boy. Sid has ruled, says damn shame, but 0 points. So total, Steven, half point.
Hey, I'm in the positive.
Now, to stay positive, Steven has earned twice as many points as he earned last year because he only got a quarter of a point last year.
Yeah!
Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars.
Yield, you ready for yours?
Oh, this is going to be fun.
All right. Yield, first prediction. Teaser trailer showed by Guerrilla Games for Horizon 2. Sound must be heard. Sid said, nope, 0 points.
Nope, didn't happen.
Your second prediction. Rocksteady shows teaser trailer of unannounced game. Nope, 0 points.
Didn't happen.
Your third prediction. EA will show off yet another Star Wars video game, quote, in the works, end quote. And Sid said, talked about due 2019, half a point.
I'm okay with that.
I file a grievance.
No.
I file an official grievance.
Of course you are, because you probably got beat.
Your prediction says EA will show off a Star Wars game in the works.
That's what I said.
Technically, nothing was shown. It was only talked about.
That's true.
Therefore, the half a point should not happen.
But it was announced.
But it was previously announced because it was the game that was canceled from Visceral given to Infinity Ward. Or not Infinity Ward, whatever they call them now. Respawn. So, nothing was shown, and we already knew about this. You should not get a half point.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't.
We knew the Visceral game got shut.
We were getting a Han Solo game. Now
no, we were not.
Now we're getting a Knights of the Old Republic type game.
All right.
It was a game about smugglers.
All right, so Sid?
Yes.
You heard the arguments.
Okay. Yield?
Yeah.
You can keep your half point because it was cancelled and then announced again.
Wow, look at the logic.
And just by the fact that it was in the show means it was shown off. Like,
but it wasn't
didn't actually
shown.
show any footage, but that doesn't mean it wasn't shown off.
Hey, Tricky, you want to know
They
what?
announced it
That's
to
a full
say,
point.
hey,
He
look
just
what we're
gave you
doing.
the business.
That sounds like a full point then.
I
if
could
it
go
was
with that.
shown off.
The full point.
Yeah, but I do think shown off is showing, as in you see something. But, you know,
Yeah.
they kind of showed it off, so
I
half
should
a
have been
point.
more specific.
Yeah.
All right.
I
so
think the half a point is fair.
That's what
All
I'm
right.
like. I think that's fair. Thank you, Troy.
All right, your fourth prediction Yield. Watch Dogs 3 will be announced. Sid said, nope, 0 points. Your fifth prediction. Skull and Bones given a gameplay trailer and a release date during the Ubisoft press conference. Sid says gameplay trailer, no release date, half a point.
Woohoo!
Yes, indeed.
Your wild card prediction, like every year. Sony will announce either a Siphon Filter HD collection or a Siphon Filter reboot. Sid said, nope, 0 points. And your smart ass.
Whenever this happens, I don't know what I'm going to do.
If it ever happens, Yield, I'll give you 10.
Hey, you heard it.
There it is.
Your smart ass prediction, which doesn't account for the full thing. Loot crates and battle royales will be the rage of E3 2018.
Is that right?
I would say no because they didn't talk about loot crates other than to say we're not putting them in our game. And there was only two. There was only two games announced with a battle royale, right?
Yeah, Battlefield.
Well, yeah, in the conferences, yes, but like a lot of games on the show floor had battle royale modes.
All right, well, it doesn't matter anyway. So, Yield, your total is 1 point.
Hey,
Alex.
Full point?
Oh, here we go.
Alex, your first prediction. Sony and
for you, buddy.
Sony and Activision announced a new Crash Bandicoot game. Sid said, nope, 0 points.
Oh.
Number 2 prediction. Heavenly Sword is announced. Heavenly Sword 2 is announced. Sid said, Microsoft bought Ninja Theory. This will never happen. 0 points.
Now I have a grievance.
Hold on.
Oh!
Hey,
Sony-
I did say that Sony would buy Heavenly Sword or Ninja Theory, and someone did buy. I mean, I'm not getting a point for this, but I'm gonna say it's not that far off because the studio actually did get bought, which is part of my prediction. But by the
Yeah,
wrong.
but who owns the IP? Sony.
Sony.
Yeah.
So it could happen.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But didn't I say, what if Microsoft bought Ninja Theory and we never got it? I believe I said something along those lines.
Oh, no,
You know what? They probably heard that, and then Microsoft's like, you know what? We should buy Ninja Theory.
That's a great idea.
This is all your fault.
All Tricky's fault. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay.
A simple no would have sufficed.
All right, going back to the Twitch chat as we're doing this. Apparently, people have been weighing in on what we've been saying. Medieval Nerd said, Steven, I was right there with you. Thought deep down would have been shown as well. Let's see. Medieval Nerd then came back and said, the only thing we knew that, quote, a Star Wars game was in the works, end quote. The specifics of the game, I know I said that word wrong, don't mock me, of the game were revealed and announced at the conference.
The of the game were not revealed.
And Caneless said Madness, and then Medieval Nerd said there were 3 games on the PC conference that had Battle Royale, but nobody cares about PC. Console Master Race, baby. All right, back to the predictions. Alex, your third prediction. Warhawk, a completely new Warhawk, comes to PlayStation 4 in 2020. Sid said, nope, 0 points.
You know, if my predictions actually come true, Sony would have had a much better conference.
Oh, they'd have won.
Number 4, Sony and Insomniac unveil a new Ratchet and Clank game. Sid said, nope, 0 points. Your fifth prediction, Sony reveals God of War DLC. Sid said, not DLC, new game plus coming, 0 points. And your off-the-wall prediction was...
download anything
Yeah.
Get.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay, Alex. I'm with you on this one. Yeah. Uh-huh.
What?
There's going to be
Download a patch?
Yep.
But that's not downloaded content, that's a patch.
It's
Yeah,
content,
it
it's
is.
content, and it's being downloaded. That
That's
is,
correct.
by definition,
Downloaded.
downloadable content.
Half a point.
Hold on.
That might be a full point.
Wait. So, wait. The argument is, as I understand it, the argument is because it's a patch and it's content and it's being downloaded, it classifies as DLC.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's bullshit.
It's not
But Sid,
add-on content. It's DLC.
It's DLC.
no, it
Is
is.
the definition of downloaded content something you have to purchase? It is literally downloaded content.
Troy's got a point.
And
All
you
right,
cannot
Sid.
play
So does
this.
Alex.
You
All
cannot
right,
play
Sid.
this without downloading this.
Okay,
So,
okay. Sid, you've heard the arguments. What's your ruling?
Alex, you have a point.
Yeah. Take
All
that,
right.
Tricky.
All right. And your
I
off-the-wall
didn't think
prediction.
about it when I scored it, to be honest.
Your off-the-wall prediction is Sony will buy Split Second and release Split Second 2. Sid said, nope, 0 points. Officially in the email, you have Alex 0 points, but Sid just awarded you a point, so Alex, 1 point.
Yeah, get down on that, motherfuckers.
Yeah, buddy.
My predictions. My first prediction, we will finally get an update on the Square Enix Avengers game with footage. Sid said, nope, 0 points.
Wrong.
Who said wrong?
Wrong.
Oh, I thought maybe I said something wrong. All right, number 2.
You're wrong.
Splinter Cell will be announced with no release date. Sid said, nope, 0 points. Third prediction, Bloodborne 2 will be announced. Sid said, nope, 0 points.
Like the world needs one of those.
Let's get a harder one now.
My fourth prediction, Last of Us 2 gameplay will be shown with a 2019 release date. No Ellie or Joel shown during gameplay. During the cutscene is fine. And Sid said there was Ellie gameplay shown, 0 points.
Correct.
I have a grievance.
Of
You're
course
wrong.
you
Grievance is
do.
wrong.
I have a grievance.
Because
All
if
right,
you're-
let's hear it.
Is it
Here
because of
we
the
go.
or? Is it because of the or?
My grievance-
Anti-aircraft is up. We're shooting him down.
My grievance is I said no Ellie or Joel. We did not see Joel. That should be at least a
say
half a
and.
point.
Tricky,
you
do you
didn't
not
say
understand the
Ellie
English
and
language?
Joel.
Do you not understand the English language? When you say or, it means neither one of them can show up.
Or it could be either or.
No,
No.
Tricky, it's not.
No,
That's not how the
no,
English language
it-
You
works.
did not have the
Neither
either
of them.
modifier.
Kayla's in the chat says, here comes the big argument. Mr. TMT says split second too. Laughing my ass off.
Hey, split second was awesome, and you know it.
All right,
it's
so
so good.
No half point delete.
hold on.
Delete.
So the argument is because Joel was not there, I should get a half point.
No,
You've heard.
you said
Wait,
Ellie
hold-
or Joel. Neither
hold
one
on.
of them can be shown.
Hold on a second.
We're holding. Where's
Okay,
the swerve?
Kayla says in the chat, or means either or. So, my argument is there was no Joel. That should be a half a point. Sid, you've heard the arguments. If everybody telling me I'm wrong, Sid, what is your ruling?
No. Now, Sid, before you make your ruling, understand that just because you're from across the pond doesn't mean you know English better than us Americans, okay? We got a
no,
grasp
'cause I'm
of
in
the English
England.
language. We have a true grasp of the English language. And,
I speak French.
see, there you go.
Croissant. Me too.
He got you there.
Toi. The modifier either must be put before or in order for or to be defined as either or neither nor. See? Neither, nor, either, or. You see how that works? If he said and, it would be a half a point, but he did not.
All right,
Okay. Thanks for
Sid,
that Spanish
Sid,
lesson.
hold on, Sid. Before you make your ruling,
Oh, geez.
the chat is responding. Kayla says that he thinks I should get a half a point. He said Brooklyn E's yo, and then Mr. TMT says,
I don't speak American, so that means nothing to me.
and Mr. TMT says Steve is correct. So Sid, your official ruling.
Okay, in my best Mexican, I will say that knowing Portuguese, I will say, Stephen, you're a winner on this one because you did put
Fuck that!
Ellie or Joel.
I
Sorry,
said,
put no Ellie or Joel.
all right. I'm appealing to the business.
No, you're not.
I'm appealing to the
Judge just
business.
said- the judge just ruled you're done.
I'm
I'm
appealing.
with the judge on this. Like I know a little Spanish, and honestly,
There you go,
I think
see?
that. See, I think no point.
Settle
points.
with us.
Language, and you will be sorted.
Medieval Nerd is clapping for Sid's ruling. JT says ha. All right.
Guess what? That's a double dose of the business from Sid and the Troyer.
Mr. TMT says business shut this shit down. All right, my fifth prediction. Gears of War 5 will be shown with gameplay footage. Yup, 1 point. And my off-the-wall prediction was my prediction from years ago will come true. World of Warcraft is coming to consoles. Sid said nope, 0 points. So I have a total.
three-way tie.
So I have a total of 1 point. So we have a three-way tie, gentlemen.
My name is alphabetically first.
What do
And
we
he's up
do?
second.
What do
Who
we
does
do?
Hey, Tricky. Who does
Yes.
number 2 work for? You work for me.
So, Gay Heart Gaming says valid effort, Tricky. All right, so we have a three-way tie. How do we split this? How do we do the tiebreaker?
Every year, we each of us hold a trophy.
Well,
Hold on,
check
hold,
out there.
hold on 1 second. Sweet Mama D is
4
coming
months.
into the fold. Yes, Sweet Mama D.
Can I borrow your phone for a second?
Can you borrow my phone for a second?
Yes.
Sure, because it's ringing and it needs to go on the charger anyway.
I need to see something.
All right. All right, I'm back. So, Sid, you are the judge. How do we break the tie?
Fuck.
I did hear the fuck.
I think it's obvious.
I
That's
wasn't
my friend.
prepared for this. Tricky, stop putting me on the spot.
I think they have. I think they have
Who
to
do I
play
like
each other.
best? That's where we go. Okay.
Who do you like best? I win.
Out of it.
What do you say, Troy?
I like Steve's idea of them playing for it. The question is, what game? Like, how could this be split to decide a 3-way tie?
Rocket League.
Exactly my thought.
You want to play
Absolutely.
a Rocket League match?
Rocket
What about
League.
you, Alex?
So,
You don't
but
like
how do we
League
do
match,
that?
I could do that.
Probably it'd have to be a tournament of some sort, right?
Yeah, 1v1 double elimination.
Medieval Nerd said we should do Ninja Gaiden Platinum Race. Kalai says Mario Tennis.
Nah, they don't have switches.
How about the first one? No, because Alex is really close. I was going to say the first one to 100 plats gets a point. and
Mr.
wins this year.
Well, going along that lines, Mr. TMT says 1 month trophy war.
Or a month is a lot.
Well, there have to be some ground rules. If Tricky would chump this sucker,
I chopped the hell out of that motherfucker.
yeah, you would.
All right,
Play
so
every Telltale
Okay,
game
every
20 times.
trophy Tricky gets is worth a half.
all right, so you know what? We'll on 351, Sid, you make your ruling how we split the tie.
You know what you could do with that, though? The trophy war? I just now thought of this. But you could weight the trophies by their trophy difficulty on PlayStationTrophy.org. So trophies that are higher difficulty are worth more points than ones that are low difficulty.
But see, the only reason that wouldn't work is because the difficulty changes based on how many people get it.
Yeah, but how widely does that vary? Especially, I mean, yeah, when a game just first comes out, it's going to vary a lot because but once a lot of people have that trophy, that's not going to vary that much. It's not going to change from like a 2 to a 5 or versus, anything like that.
All right, so 351, Sid, email us or tell us during Sophie's Trophies how we should break this tie.
Okay.
Or some more options that were in the chat. Let's see. Kalai says Mario Tennis for the tie. Ray said that. Gayheart Gaming says fight in the arena. Kalai said
enter, 1 man leave.
Kalai came back says, well, Steven, I can't help if they don't have such a great system.
True. True.
JT says Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 Plat Race. Medieval Nerd says make a list of agreed upon games that you have to race through for plats. TMT says Alex would win a weighted trophy challenge. Kalai says have a 1 week Extra Life funded in everyone's streams, and who makes the most money for Extra Life wins. I like that idea.
I like that idea.
For the kids.
Yes. Steven's weighing in, even though he's on the show. Jack Party Pack Challenge.
Jackbox.
JT says, nah, he can't get Vanquish. Let's see. Mr. TMC says Retro Game Club Platinum Edition, PlayStation Edition.
Oh, okay. Okay. Little NDS throwback.
Caneless says Cage Match. But
Cage match, nothing. We're hell in the cell in this sucker.
well, Caneless says Cage Match, and then JT says no, Alex wouldn't win that. Ooh, JT.
Alex wouldn't win that.
Alex?
No, I
JT?
think his comment was because of the fact that he can't get Vanquish is why Alex wouldn't win that.
All right. And Medieval Nerd says those big, beautiful kids. I'm liking the Extra Life one. But the problem with that, to be fair, is Yield would not even stand a chance because Yield doesn't stream.
Yeah, yo, don't stream.
Yield could go door to door and ask for donations.
Joey doesn't share food.
All right, let's put this to bed. Let's do our updated trophy counts. As you guys can see on the screen, everybody's updated trophy counts are there. So there's no need for us to go through our trophy counts. But we're just going to give praise to Sid, who has at 112 platinums.
I should have more. But
Way
I'm
to
being
go,
lazy
Sid.
at the moment.
All right. So let's get in. We're gonna skip what we're playing this week because this is more of a laid back show. We're celebrating 350 episodes.
Oh, I see how you are. I get 3 platinum since I've last been on. We're gonna skip it. All right.
What have you got, Yield?
You know what, Yield? I'm sorry, Yield. What have you platinumed?
So I platinumed A Way Out.
Good game.
It was a good game. I platinumed Gravel, which was a good off-road racing game. And
Okay.
I platinumed a game that I never thought would get to my highest rarity trophy on PlayStation profiles. My rarest trophy was like a 1 point something from Horde. And I've now got a 0.9 rarity platinum, and that's Starhawk.
Ooh, Starhawk.
Congratulations on that, sir.
People still
thank
play
you.
that?
Yes.
PS3 Starhawk?
Yes. There was a rumor at the start of the month that apparently they're shutting down the servers.
That'll motivate people to go back and play.
At least over in the UK. So I was like, well, shoot, I only need my multiplayer trophy. So I started boosting the heck out of it, and I got it.
Cool.
All right.
Congrats.
Just for clarification, Alex JT says it wasn't about the cage match. He was saying that you can't get Vanquish, so you cannot get Ninja Gaiden. Alex is giving a thumbs up because he doesn't realize this is an audio podcast.
Probably because his mouth was full.
Yeah.
It is dinner time.
All right, so Troy, you have missed a lot of episodes, 48 to be exact. You've been gone for over a year.
Yes.
So
Been that long?
Kind of a lot's happened since then.
yes, so we're gonna now as I said, I don't have an official agenda. We're just gonna do this on the fly. But one of the big pressing questions, I'm gonna pose to you first, because it concerns business.
All right. Business.
One of the pressing issues right now is crossplay with Fortnite and Minecraft, and how Sony is refusing to play well with others.
Yeah.
What is your whole take on that? Should Sony give in? Should Sony stand their ground? How do you feel about all that?
I honestly think that, personally, I think it would be a good will gesture for them to allow everything to play together. I mean, it's been demonstrated time and time again that it's almost literally flipping a switch at this point to let all these consoles play together. I think their motivation to do it is lessened because they are the leaders right now. I know when Microsoft was leading the way, PlayStation had kind of had this idea. They were championing that we should be able to play crossplay, but now that the tables have turned, they're suddenly not into the idea. So yeah, I mean, I think it would definitely be a good goodwill gesture. It plays into this whole idea that consoles in general are on their way out. With streaming technology getting the way it is, we probably maybe only have 1 or 2 more generations of consoles left before everything's literally streaming, and then at that point, it's all software. They don't have to do it by any means, but it's kind of a bad look at this point, especially when the marketing efforts of both Nintendo and Microsoft are kind of rubbing it in their noses. It reminds me of the E3 conference where the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 were being announced, and at the time Microsoft had plans for DRM so that you couldn't trade games with your friends, and Sony went on stage and said, oh yeah, well, here's our video of how you can trade games, and they literally just handed a game over. This is a lot like that, just Sony kind of getting a taste of their own medicine with both Nintendo and Microsoft kind of rubbing it in their noses.
See,
Well, they should. Like,
See,
if Nintendo and Microsoft are willing to work together and make this happen, why can't Sony?
well, one of the things that I'm hearing, it was an argument on Kind of Funny Games Daily, and it was a show between Greg Miller and Andrea Renee, where somebody wrote in and asking about this, and one thing they said is that it's probably because Sony does not want you buying a battle pass or some kind of DLC on a Microsoft or Switch, Microsoft console or a Switch, and then using it on PlayStation. They'd rather you purchase it on PlayStation. So the way to prevent that from happening is just don't do the crossplay. I mean, that makes good business sense.
But they look really bad.
I mean, if you're playing the game on PlayStation 4, like, I mean, let's throw out an example. Battlefield. So they put out their premium, which actually they're all moving away from. They're making you not buy DLC in that manner because that splits the player base even within a single console. But let's use that as an example. Say Battlefield comes out with their premium content with all these new maps and stuff like that. So the argument is, well, if you could play from Xbox or Switch with the PlayStation people, then they're not losing any money because the only people they're concerned with are the people who are playing it on their console already. But what this does is it allows people, it allows a larger player base. So a game that might die off after, a few months when there's no one to play with, guess what? Since you can pull from PC and Xbox and Switch, suddenly now there's a lot more people who are potentially playing that game. So there's more chance of you finding a match, which keeps you playing the game longer, which continues to make money for the developer and by association, the publisher and the person who owns the console. So, it doesn't make sense. It makes more business sense to allow it to happen because it keeps games relevant for a lot longer.
Well, also, like Troy made the point that they only care about people who play on the PlayStation 4. If someone has a game on the PlayStation 4, they can't go buy the DLC on Switch and then play that on their PlayStation 4.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They have to own the PlayStation 4 and play it on the PlayStation 4 anyway.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, if you're playing on the PlayStation 4 and it's like, oh, the Nintendo Switch has a sale on the DLC, well, if you go buy the DLC on the Nintendo Switch, you still have to own the game there. You can't use the fact that you purchased it on the Nintendo Switch to be able to use your PlayStation 4 to play that downloadable content. So Sony's not losing out on a sale at all.
All right,
they're losing out on like the battle passes, I think, is what they're saying, because they get a percentage of the in-game purchases for the battle pass, and it depending on where you buy it from. I think if all three companies got rid of that and all the money just went to Epic, I think that would be a completely different situation. But the fact of the matter is, I'll be playing primarily on my Switch, and I'll buy a battle pass on Switch, and Sony doesn't get a cut of that. Whatever their percentage would have been if I got it on PlayStation. I don't think that's a smart business sense on Sony's part. It is a smart business decision. It's a bad long-term public relations situation.
Well, no, it's not even really a good business decision
Did everybody just lose Alex?
Because if you've got someone said, hey, I can buy it on Microsoft or the Xbox, or I can buy it on PlayStation 4, but wait, Xbox can play with Switch, I'm going to buy it on that. You're kind of making it, if the community's bigger, you're kind of making the decision for them.
Yeah, right, potentially moving across to another platform.
Right.
All right. I want people. Steven, hold on a second. I just want to pause 1 second because we had a question from the Twitch chat, and it's directed towards Troy. Medieval Nerd says, question for the business. Isn't the bigger issue at the moment more based around Sony's quote-unquote lock on the Epic account for Fortnite, which is sequestering all the other progress away from Xbox and Nintendo platforms? While it's annoying for sure that we can't get crossplay, it seems like the account info and the unlocks are a bigger issue for many at the moment.
I was actually about to bring that up as soon as Alex was done. One of the bigger issues that people are having is that if you are playing Fortnite on your PlayStation, you can't use that same account now to play on the PC, on the Xbox, on the Switch, because Sony has locked that down. So you can't even carry your profile over to these other systems.
Okay, I got to stop you there. Because is that not Epic's fault? Because Epic can just flip a switch and unlock the account. This is a third-party account that Sony's getting blamed for.
But it's because of Sony's policy that this is a thing, because that doesn't affect people on Xbox or Switch. So it has to be because of what Sony is doing that's causing that to happen. There's no other explanation for it. Like, it's not because Epic decided, oh, well, we won't let the PlayStation people use their account someplace else. It's because Sony has this policy that now these people cannot use that same account across the other platforms, because it doesn't work the other way. Like,
but
if
wouldn't
you have
that be
Switch
Epic's
account,
choice?
You can use it on your Xbox.
But isn't that Epic's choice?
No, it's not, because your purchases are tied to your Epic account. They're not tied to your Sony PSN. So when you're buying a battle pass, it's tied to your Epic account. And if you can then buy that exclusively. If you buy that exclusively on Switch, Nintendo's getting their cut of that money. And like I said before, Sony doesn't get a cut of that. And that's all tied to your Epic login account.
So why not just block? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, but why not just block that content from being used on the servers? I mean, the level and stuff, that's interchangeable.
No, because when you're buying battle passes, you get, at certain levels, you get XP boosts. And then you unlock specific items because of that XP boost. So if I brought all of that stuff over from PlayStation, because I spent, $8 or whatever on the battle pass, and now I'm 15 to 25 levels further than I would have been had I stuck to a different console, it doesn't mesh well in that sense. And all that money would have gone to the platform that not all of it, but you know what I mean. The percentage would have gone to the platform that I purchased it on. I think that what they should do is, and the reason why I said it was a smart business decision is because there are 81 million PlayStation players, and the chances are, if you're a bazillion on PlayStation, you're not going to start over on Switch. You're not going to start over on Xbox. You're not going to start over on mobile. Chances are you're going to stick to where you've put in the most work.
But there's also going to come a point where the level bazillion people in the PlayStation ecosystem are going to be way smaller, whereas the level bazillion, people that are spread across all those other platforms, you'll have a much better chance of finding matches when you're a level bazillion playing in the other pool, which is much larger than the PlayStation pool.
But PlayStation Fortnite players can play with PC people. I know that because I've done it, and I can also play with mobile people, and I know that because I've done it.
Right.
They're only essentially blocking it to Microsoft and Nintendo,
which would be the other larger player bases to play with.
Yeah, either way, the pool is going to be larger because the people on Xbox can also play with the PC and the mobile and the Switch. So your pool is just much larger. And as the game kind of matures and the player base, starts to go away for whatever the next new big, they go start playing Battle Royale on Call of Duty, all of a sudden it's a lot harder for you to find matches with the pool that you've got, especially at if you're at a level bazillion, they're going to try and match you up with other level bazillion people because they're not going to want you beating up on the noobs, chasing them away.
Well, no. It being the level you are doesn't change the gameplay at all. It's just cosmetics. So it's just a matter of pride. It's like the costume that you have. You don't actually get anything that helps you in fighting. But if you are level bazillion, you obviously have a lot of experience in the game, and therefore you are naturally going to be better.
There's no matchmaking that tries to pair you with people because that seems kind of crazy.
No, because there's really no. That's why a lot of people that were playing on Xbox were going into Switch games because the Switch players were new to the game, and it was easy for them to win. Switch players playing among Switch players, it's just a matter of the platform. It's not really it's experience level and actually playing the game as opposed to the character being better. But I would figure that
they would. Multiplayer games have stats that are attached to your playing ability. So as you get better, your score gets better, and then they try and matchmake you people who are similar.
Because it resets every time there's a season. It goes by seasons.
All right. I'm going to pose you guys.
Let me I want to finish my point. For Sony, they're looking at the 30 million Xbox players. They're looking at the 17 or so million or 18 million or something no, more than that. What's Switch up to now? 20? I don't remember. But they're looking
last time
at
I heard 14.
Yeah, that was a few months ago. But when they look at that, they're looking at what percentage of those people are going to be playing Fortnite as opposed to our percentage of players that are playing Fortnite. If you looked everywhere, it was PC or it was PlayStation 4. I didn't see anybody on Xbox playing that game streaming. It was almost never. So I think the way they're looking at it is we can give up the $1.20 from the 25 million people that are going to be playing on our system, which equals to upwards of $30 million every time a season starts, or we could play nice with everybody else and help them out. That doesn't make sense for them from a business standpoint. But like I said, a PR problem is going to be the fact that I don't think that the next generation is very far off. And I personally think that we're one more year before we get an announced next generation, at least from Microsoft's standpoint. And if that's the case, they got that leg up now. They got that PR. They are exactly where PlayStation 4 was when they launched with the good PR. Right, exactly, and that's going to be a problem for Sony. But money, they're going to just pocket the shit out of all this money for as long as humanly possible because they don't have to play nice. They're in such a position where they don't have to. But when that time comes, we know that they can just flip a switch. So when it comes down to it, they can make their $30-40 million off of this thing, and then okay, you know what, guys, you're right, flip the switch, and then all of a sudden they have the good PR again. So I think it's a win-win for them to hold off as long as they can.
Just checking it back in with the Twitch chat. Canela says, hee, bazillion is a funny word.
You're not wrong.
Medieval Nerd says, there is no MMR rating system in place. It's simply a, quote, dump 100 people into this instance and go, end quote, mentality for these Battle Royale games. Mr. TMT says, Battle Royale is garbage. Play Save the World. And Medieval Nerd came back and said, save the word. Microsoft Word's new MMO. That's because Mr. TMT spelt world wrong the first time.
Save the word.
But Sid and Yield, you are awfully quiet during this. Sid, I know this is your first official podcast and we're throwing you into the wolves, making it live and all. But Sid, how do you feel about all this PlayStation Fortnite debacle?
Honestly, guys, I just think that Sony are in a position where they don't have to do this at the moment. They don't need to. You know, I mean, part of the problem for Sony is it would be opening up part of the PSN structure to outside influence. And maybe they don't want to risk that. So.
What's the worst that could happen? A hack?
Yeah, it's never happened before.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet that most of this stuff doesn't actually occur on PlayStation servers. They're all, provided by the games. And then there's a precedent for it. I mean, Rocket League and other games, even Fortnite, you can play cross with PC. So, they have allowed this in the past. I don't think there's any way to spin it so that it's like, oh, well, we're trying to protect our system more than we're trying to protect our money.
It was something I read today. I can't remember where I read it. It was on a Facebook post or something that came up. So,
yeah, for sure. But that could be a legitimate excuse if they hadn't already allowed it on other instances. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it seems more like we're trying to protect our money, not we're trying to protect, our property.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I have no idea. I don't play these games anyway, so it doesn't affect me.
If only everybody was more like Tricky and bought like 16 PlayStation 4s, they wouldn't have to worry about money.
I only have 3.
Only. But you've bought like 5.
Yeah, he's got like 2 or 3 unboxed.
Haven't you purchased 2 Xbox Ones and sold them both?
Well, no. Well, I bought an Xbox One 3 years ago, and it broke. And then I bought an Xbox One S that I had. It was literally collecting dust sitting next to me, and I sold it to a coworker. But as I pointed out to, because I guest starred on the Loot Brothers podcast last night, as I pointed out there, it's not really a big loss because I immediately turned to my computer and downloaded every game I owned, and I could play every single game right there.
With an Xbox controller.
Yep.
No, with my DualShock 4.
Even better.
So, and then when my Scuff Pro controller comes, I'll have a Xbox PS4 controller to play all my games with.
Do you guys ever sometimes want to know how much you spent on video games? Over your lifetime, see the total?
No.
I'd be horrified to see that number.
No.
That's scary.
One time, last year actually, I tallied up all the money I spent on Metro cards, which is the way that we travel here in New York City. It's how we get onto the subway and buses, and I wanted to vomit just to go to work. So I don't want to think about the times I spent $60 on video games.
All right, medieval nerd says they want to add one more thing to the quote Sony doesn't care conversation. Sony's position, like said by the others, puts them in a position to drip feed their good intentions. Just look at the rumors of PlayStation Now having a download option to play games offline. They have a full deck of cards they can use to counter any hand that their competitors play.
Yes, agreed, 1,000%.
All right, so I think that was a good conversation. Let's start on to another conversation. And again, I'm going to throw it to Troy because it deals with business.
Oh boy, here we go.
The business.
The business.
Bethesda is suing Behavior Interactive because Behavior Interactive worked for Bethesda and they created Fallout Shelter, which is a good game. Upon leaving, they then created a game for Westworld, the HBO series, which Bethesda is now suing Behavior Interactive because the Westworld game is a Fallout Shelter clone, even to the point that the roaches that appear in Fallout Shelter are the exact same roaches that appear in Westworld. Do you think this is a good business move for Bethesda to sue?
No. No, I don't. I mean, games are made, clones of games are made constantly, even if they're direct ripoffs, basically. But, I mean, unless Bethesda has a claim against, like, stealing of art assets, I don't honestly think they have much of a leg to stand on.
They actually have more of a leg to stand on because actual physical code was used.
Yeah, that's the problem.
The problem is that they copied code to the point where the same bugs can be found. Not roaches, the actual game bugs that were in the launch version of...
Did I misheard?
Yes.
Then let me say corrected. I thought it was the roaches. I didn't think it meant code bugs.
Literal bugs.
Literal code, like they were coded
game
bugs. Game bugs,
Okay.
yes. So that is what
So they basically just copied and paste.
exactly.
Yeah, so basically,
exactly what they did.
Well, then
That
they got a
all
huge
thing-
leg to stand on. All they
that
would
all
have had
comes
this
down-
done was change one thing, and they were in the clear.
It's really dumb on their part. Then it comes down to the contract. If the contract that was signed between this company and Bethesda stated that Bethesda owned everything that they created under this contract, then absolutely, the fact that they're using the exact same code base is theft, and they definitely have a leg to stand on. I mean, if they are the ones who wrote the code, I don't understand why they wouldn't have just changed the code enough so that it wasn't substantially the same.
All you
That
got to do
seems
is
like
just change one thing, and it can be
I mean, if
classified
your
as
code
new.
is easy enough for you to figure out how to change it and even fix the bugs that were there like that, yeah, that was a bad move on their part. And if that's the case in the contract, the way it was written, then Bethesda absolutely has a leg to stand on in this.
Yeah.
All right.
You wouldn't think in today's age people would still copy and paste.
Oh no! I mean, if you think about how many lines of code are in any random game, even something as simple as Fallout Shelter, that's a lot of work that goes into writing all that code. And if you can get away with not having to rewrite all that code, you're absolutely going to take advantage of that because that's money that you're spending for somebody to rewrite the code. You know, any amount of savings is good. It provides you more time to be able to pay somebody to improve the game or change the game or whatever. So I mean, copying and pasting code is not necessarily in and of itself a bad thing, but if the contract that they had with Bethesda says that Bethesda owns all that code, then that was their bad for not going in and changing it substantially enough that it's not recognizable as the exact same code.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. You would say it's very strange for Behavior Interactive to do that. You know what else is strange? Life.
Heard that.
That was a bad segue, but
What?
life
Of course
is
it is. Of course it is. You did it.
They're all bad segues.
Life is Strange 2 Episode 1 has a release date. It will be coming to PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 on September 27th. A free game set in the same universe, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, will be released for free on June 26th, so in 2 days. It is... Well, it says it's a self-contained story that Don't Nod describes as, quote, a narrative experience demo, end quote, for Life is Strange 2. And some choices made in it will affect the sequel.
Okay.
Great.
Those are not my games. I haven't started those. I haven't
haven't
played them
either.
at all. Yeah. They're not
I
my
have
cup
the
of tea.
first one. I haven't played it yet.
All right.
I
hear they're great.
I have played the first one, and I mean, I wouldn't call them must plays. I don't know. It was a good story, but have they said whether if you have the first game, like if choices made there will affect anything in this second game, or is it just completely like separate game?
I don't know that the choices from the first Life is Strange will affect 2. The only thing I've read now is that what happens in the Captain Underpants game will affect Life is Strange 2.
Wait, what?
I was doing a joke.
I was going to say, isn't that copyright infringement?
All right. I'm doing this on the fly, but Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice has gotten a new milestone. After arriving on the Xbox One in April, Hellblade has now sold 1 million copies.
Very nice. Am I the only person? Am I the only person? Well, Sid's playing it. Has anyone else played it?
I started playing it.
I'm waiting for one of those sales.
I started playing it, but I got to be honest, I was getting very creeped out because I was playing with headphones on.
That's the point.
I was gonna say that's the best way to play it, isn't it?
I literally was getting creeped out. I had to stop, but I definitely want to go back.
Pansy.
It's not a pansy.
Let's see.
I need to finish it. I'm only up to Alex. You'll know the shipyard, just after the bridge.
So you've beaten the first 2 bosses?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, I'm on my way to the first boss right now.
Which one did you pick? Because you can go to either one. You can go to either Valraven or Cert first.
I believe I chose the right door.
I don't know what that means.
Then I don't know what to tell you.
One of them is a witch doctor. The other one is like a fire giant.
He's picked the witch doctor.
Okay, so you pick Valraven.
All right.
When does he fight the giant spider?
That's the end boss.
You're an ass. You are an ass, Steven.
Actually, all of the enemies shoot smaller spiders.
Whoa, like Uncharted. Awesome.
Speaking of smaller things, let's talk about smaller prices and that Sony has announced PlayStation Hits.
See, that was a good segue.
Look at that, Tricky. You did it.
PlayStation 4 Classics games are coming at a budget price. Sony has announced PlayStation Hits, a collection of some of the best games on the PlayStation 4 has to offer at $20 American or $20 Canadian. I don't know why they separated those two.
Where did you get this article from?
I got it from IGN.com.
Mm-hmm. Not the one that I wrote for ProvenGamer.com.
Oh, shots fired!
Well, I was gonna get there.
I'm sure you were.
I'm doing this on the fly here, sir.
All I'm saying is that ProvenGamer.com is always open.
You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna go to ProvenGamer.com right now, and I'm gonna read the article.
I'm actually lying. I don't have it open.
You're a dick.
I usually do, though.
Okay. In a blog post found on ProvenGamer.com by, let's give the author some credit, Mr. Stephen Fontana.
Woo! Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah, I've heard
I'm familiar with the name.
I've heard the name once or twice.
In a blog
Kind of
post,
big in China.
the article goes. I'm going to do Alex's favorite activity right now. I'm going to read the whole article.
No, you're not.
It's
in a blog post.
The article that I wrote is like 2 sentences, and then I have the press release in the or the blog.
All right, I was joking, but the games that are going to be in the PlayStation Classics are Bloodborne, Drive Club, Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall. I almost had another misword there. It was almost another queef there, Steven.
Are you trying to say Pacifics?
Can you do that on the live show?
What, say queef?
No, have bleeps.
Just actually quit.
All right.
The sweeps.
That's a different kind of live show.
Little Big Planet 3, Ratchet and Clank, Last of Us Remastered, Uncharted 4, Thieves End, Battlefield 4, Doom, Project Cars, Street Fighter 5, Yakuza 0, Yakuza Kiwami, and Metal Gear Solid 5. All for $20.
Dude, I've seen Metal Gear Solid 5 for like $5.
You can buy all those games for $20. Man, that's a hell of a deal.
It is a hell of a deal.
That's like 13 games for $20.
But you're gonna need. Yeah, but to get all the content in Street Fighter 5, you're gonna have to spend at least $80 more.
That is very true.
Too soon?
All right, as our Twitch chat has brought up already, PlayStation Now is reportedly getting downloads later this year.
Woo!
PlayStation Now, Sony's game streaming service, is reportedly adding the ability to download games later this year. A, quote, industry source, end quote, has told Kotaku UK that downloads are coming to PlayStation Now in September of this year, and according to the source, downloads will initially be limited to PlayStation 4 titles. Similar to Netflix download feature, if you have an active PlayStation Now subscription, you'll be able to download titles directly to your primary PlayStation and then play them offline. Kotaku also says other accounts on the PlayStation will be able to use that content. So
I think it's funny that they used Netflix as the example when also Xbox Game Pass lets you download games. And that's a kind of a more one-to-one comparison, maybe, perhaps.
You know what? I can't I can't argue with your logic there, sir. I was
just
going
think
to say,
it's funny that they're like, oh, kind of like Netflix allows you to download movies. It's like, you got a better option, one-to-one comparison there. Which is probably the influence that made it so that they allowed you to download games, honestly. This is a business decision. Got to be parity.
And a very smart one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's bad optics when you compare to your direct competitor, but it's not. This was a Kotaku article, wasn't it? Or are you reading?
It was an IGN article that was quoting a Kotaku article.
So, I mean, IGN can absolutely bring up. I'm sorry, this was because Medieval Nerd says bad optics when you compare to your direct competitor, but it wasn't the competitor who wrote the article. IGN could have easily have shown the parity with Game Pass. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. All right, and you know what? I originally I was not going to talk about this, but I think we kind of have to. If anybody is a PlayStation fan and has been on Twitter, you know at Kaz Hirai CEO.
Yep.
Yes.
It is a parody account that some guy.
What?
It's
a parody account?
It was a parody account that just railed off the funniest things. Last year, the account tweeted out that after E3 of this year, they were going to stop, and it would be their last tweet. The underlying question the entire time was, who was actually behind this account? So, in a tweet...
Some bloke from Liverpool.
From...
I really hope it's Shuhei Yoshida.
At Dotery Mark, whose real name is Mark Dotery, he put out this on the Kaz Hirai CEO account. If you recognize my name, this probably means one of two things. Either you're confusing me with someone else, or you are my mom. Hi, Mom. I wish I was someone a little bit more interesting. I wish I was secretly the real Kaz tweeting to blow off some steam, or I was Shu making jokes about his boss, or as Peter Molyneux trying to take the focus off his own parody account. Unfortunately, the real answer is incredibly boring. Here is the truth. I don't work for a video game developer or a publisher. I don't work in the video games press. In fact, my work is no way related to the video games whatsoever. I work in the ever-exciting world of insurance. That's why no one would ever know who I was. It wasn't because I hid my identity. It's because my identity simply wasn't worth knowing. When I originally decided to end the account, I said I wanted to give it a proper ending. At the time, I really didn't know what it meant. I knew it involved raising money for charity, but beyond that, I had no such idea. Luckily, the real Kaz beat me to the retirement punch, and it forced me to push the end of my account forward to E3. I'm glad it did. So much of this account was about E3, and the only natural way for it to end was one last E3 tweetathon. And boy, did he go off on this year's. That was my point. I would like to give a massive thank you to anyone who's donated to Special Effect. The work they do is so inspiring, and glad that they have been able to raise some money and awareness. You can still donate if you like. I will leave the Just Given page open for the next few weeks. For anybody that knows, upon ending the account, he asked people to donate to Special Effect. I would also like to thank Sony and the real Kaz Hirai. They could have killed this account at the moment, but they chose not to, despite all logic. I will always be thankful for that. Finally, I would like to thank anyone who's ever followed me over the years. It was you who really made this so much fun to do, so I am eternally grateful. Reading the replies has always been the best fun bit, whether they were jokes that were funnier than mine, reaction gifts, or the word savage typo corrections, or people asking for tech support on their Xperia phones. This has always been loads of fun for me, and I hope it was for you. All that's left to do is one last tweet from Kaz. Many, many thanks. Fake Kasserai / real Mark Dory. P.S. I live in Manchester, but I'm actually from Liverpool. If you know anything about football, you know why I need to point this out. P.P.S. It's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer!
He should have sold it to like another comedian and donated that money.
Huh. That could have been an option for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know what? I kind of like the fact that it ended.
It lives on in our hearts, Tricky.
I saved a few of those tweets, or favorited a few of those tweets to my account, so I got a big kick out of the Kazurai, the fake Kazurai account. It was always a good time.
I do like the fact that when it first started, it was when the PS3 was out there, and they had the picture of Kazurai with the three fingers like this. and then when the PlayStation 4 was announced, he photoshopped an extra finger in there.
It's pretty good.
Well, I only looked at the picture when it was small, so I thought it never changed.
Yeah, it did change. I can't find the article for right now, but there was an article saying that the last villain in the Spider-Man trailer has been revealed accidentally by a voice actor.
It's Venom.
That would be funny. No, the rumor is
I would get the point, right? Because technically,
it didn't happen at E3.
No, it didn't happen at E3.
Yeah, he goes you, and that was a reveal.
No.
Anyway, so the voice actor let it slip that the sixth villain is actually Dr. Octopus.
Is he just Cassidy in this?
Just reading the headline, I'm not going into the article. The Last of Us surpasses 17 million copies sold.
That's a lot of copies.
That is a lot of copies.
I bought it twice and still can't get through it.
Really? You bought it twice? I bought it once.
Yeah,
I bought it twice. I bought it on PlayStation 3 and then PlayStation 4.
Right.
I bought it.
I beat it twice though too, so I'm not like Steven. I didn't, not.
See, at least you beat it twice. I got through it once on the 3. I've thought about going back and trying to get the platinum in it, but it sounds like
I beat it by myself on the 3, and then I
multiplayer
got it on PS4. So
that's where I'm at, Sid. I just don't want to sludge through a possible. I mean, at minimum, what's 160 games? That's if you don't lose.
Yeah.
I would go for the plat, but I did play it again on PlayStation 4 so that my wife could watch because she wanted to watch
Apparently, the second one's got. Sorry, Troy. The
No, go
second
ahead.
one's got multiplayer too.
Yeah, I was so disappointed when I heard that.
Yeah.
You never have to apologize, Sid. You just put your voice right out there.
Yep.
Oh
Speak
no,
up.
no! I'm British. I don't interrupt.
They apologize for everything.
Exactly.
See?
French.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. Just speak up.
Exactly. It's easier. Well, it's easier.
Tell that to my wife.
All right, so that is going to bring us to the end of our topics. So, at this time...
You had topics?
Well, I went through the last 14 days of news, and that's all the things that were impressive to talk about.
Oh.
So at this time, we're going to throw it across the pond, which is actually in the middle, down,
That's a big
for this
pond.
week's Sophie's Trophy. Take it away, Sid.
Hang on a sec.
This shit is live, yo.
Yeah.
And you know the best part about this Sophie's Trophy?
Tricky gets to hear it before it's
Tricky will
published.
actually hear it, yeah.
I actually will hear it.
All right. Okay. I've got to look down at the visa at this one, guys. Now you've got number 40 already, so this one is 39.5. So you can use that one next week. Now this game, guys, is called Pick-a-Picks. Stupid name, but it's basically a little puzzle game, and you have a grid. So for this, I'll just go for the easiest one. There's a 5x5 grid. 5 across, 5 down, all squares. And Across the top and down the side, you will have numbers, which correspond to how many blocks of a certain color go into that row or column. Yeah? You with me so far?
Yeah.
We're with you.
Okay. And basically, there are 150 of these puzzles, ranging from 5 by 5 to 20 by 20. The puzzles themselves are pretty easy, to be honest. I've done it on the Vita. I haven't finished it on the PS4 because I'm waiting for Mandy to do that, but she's just not doing it. Right, so, am I going through some trophies here, guys?
Heard that. Let's do it.
Same as usual? Same as always? Okay.
Listen,
Bring on them trophies.
You do what you want to do. The only problem now is that we get to derail you.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I mean, this is trophy whores. What else is this? Is this news whores?
Yeah.
Well, it certainly is an achievement horse.
I don't know, I'm an achiever. Okay, let me start this. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, the first trophy, guys, we have Adept Completionist, which is solve all the 15 by 15 puzzles. Now this one, guys, is a rare 48.4% trophy, and it's a silver. Now, as always, guys, sometimes I do... sorry, my headphones coming loose. Sometimes I do say this is taken from the PSN trophy list, not the PSN profiles. Okay, I'm saying that for you, JT, because every now and then he does remind me. Okay. So
You let him troll you.
should.
Wait,
As
you
he
let
should.
you let JT troll you?
yeah,
Keep
of
you
course I do.
honest.
Never let JT troll you.
I don't mind. It's a laugh.
JT
It's
is
kind
the
of
enforcer.
impossible when he's so good at it.
He is good at it.
I mean, for God's sakes, look how long it took us to get Troy back.
Well, there you go.
Well, he was off having a baby, handling business.
Dude, I moved halfway across the country.
So are we saying on air that it wasn't his fault?
Oh.
It wasn't his fault.
Wasn't his fault. Wasn't his fault.
Free JT.
All right, stop derailing Sid. Let him do his business.
Oh, God.
Business.
Didn't you encourage us derailing him earlier?
I
Yes,
just said
he did.
I all
Yeah,
no
he
no.
did.
I didn't
Yeah.
encourage it.
He encouraged it.
Just mentioning it was an encouragement.
It's not too hard to derail me, to be honest.
All right, I gotta read the chat here. Sorry, Sid, because some funny thing is coming through. Okay.
Somebody's confused.
Yeah, me.
Let's see. Medieval Nerd says PC is the highest price point Xbox. That's all it is. And then there was some more questions about the Westworld game, but it was that was clarified. Mr. TMT says, "Where are the PS2 and PS1 games that you promised for now?" I guess that's in reference to PlayStation Now.
Yep.
Bad optics when you compare your direct comparator. They agree with you there, Troy.
Yeah, we actually covered that. I
Yes.
actually spoke those lines on air.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Not paying attention.
Medieval Nerd says, "No Canadians apologize for everything. British are just super passive aggressive."
Oh,
And then,
snap.
Medieval Nerd said they are Canadian. And then JT has come through and said, "I didn't troll him, though." Medieval Nerd says, "This segment is now called Trophy Interrupting." And then JT comes back and goes, "I'm confused, Tricky. What the fuck? Really confused." Can't help you there, JT.
Well, I missed a lot of that chat. My chat just Skyped out.
All right. So, no more derailing Sid. Let him get through his little segment.
There you go.
Right. Okay.
So, Sid, before you start.
Yep.
No, I'm joking. I was joking.
No, you weren't. There you go. Derailing again.
All right. I'm muting my microphone. Sid, it's all yours.
God, if only that could have happened an hour and 17 minutes ago.
Well, we'll get lucky. You won't turn it back on.
Bazinga.
Zing.
F you guys.
Okay, the Vita's just turned off. Sorry. Okay, Now, usually I start with the platinum, but on this trophy list for some reason it's halfway down. So, the platinum trophy for this one, guys, is called Pick of the Bunch. Collect all the trophies, a 42.3% rare trophy. I'm not going to go through the whole lot of the trophies, guys. As I said, there are different size puzzles. You have 20 by 20, 20 by 15, 15 by 15, 10 by 10, and 5 by 5. And each one has 4 trophies associated with that size. Talented Smarty Pants, okay, so this one is solve a 20 by 15 puzzle without using an X. Now, as you're doing the puzzles, guys, you press the circle button to put an X in place so you know that that square is free. So you need to do one of those puzzles without using an X. Easy enough, they're quite simple. Do that for each size of the game. So you need to do that 4 times. Now there are, what they call, guys? Fucking hell. You know, sorry. I'm not used to doing this live. Sorry, guys. Okay, Talented Speed Demon. Solve a 20 by 15 puzzle in under 5 minutes. Now, that one's easy enough again, guys. Just do that in under 5 minutes. Each one has a different time limit, though. So the 20 by 20 has a 10-minute time limit. The 5 by 5 has a 15-second time limit. And the 10 by 10 has a 1-minute time limit. So they're quite easy. You just do a puzzle, remember it, and redo it. You know, really simple. There are medals that you can earn in the game without technically cheating, I suppose you'd call it, because there is a fix option. If you're doing the puzzle, you can fix the puzzle, and you have to do each puzzle without your fix option. So, you know, and each set of puzzles has a trophy for doing all of that section without using the fix. Sorry, guys, this is harder than I thought it would be. I picked the wrong type of game to do this. So yeah, all the rest of the trophies, guys, very simple, are pretty much just go through and solve every single puzzle. There are 150, 15 on each page, and I reckon you can probably get through the game in 2 hours. I think if you're good at this kind of thing, it is a really quick, simple game to do. You buy exactly. You buy one of the games, so you buy the PS4, you will get the Vita game with it. So you will get 2 separate trophy lists if you buy the game, which is always a good thing to know. It's not cross-save, so you can't cheat it. So before Tricky says anything about that. But yeah, that's it for this one, guys. Sorry, I picked a really tough game to do, actually. It was suggested by somebody called Terisia. And so, yeah, shout out to her for the suggestion.
I know Terisia.
Do you?
Yes.
Cool.
All right,
Yeah.
going back to the chat real quick. Medieval Nerd says, Tricky, quote, the derailer Mick, end quote. What the heck was that?
Uh-oh.
That's kind of great.
He's revealed that he's an android.
I kind of love that.
Either that or his Alexa's gone nuts.
We got hacked.
Was it me? No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else.
That's Sid. Oh god,
Oh,
Sid.
It's
Oh,
Sid.
God, Sid. Something's very wrong, Sid.
I love this. This is amazing.
Sid has turned into a chipmunk. All right, Yield.
Yo!
JT wants to know,
No.
are we finally going to get our shout-outs from Yield? The world may never know.
Yes. Next episode, because I wasn't prepared for this episode.
But you went into this episode saying you're the only one prepared.
Well, I was, except for that, because I was like, I got here like right in time to set up my non-green green screen.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a heel.
And then I was
Kind of grayish.
getting back upstairs to record. So I didn't get time to write down like my month's worth of shout outs I need to do. But it's going to be on next week's.
You had one job this week.
No, I had several.
Can I have one for
this
God
week.
of War?
Do what?
Can I have one for God of War?
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Add it to the list.
JT says in the chat, screw you.
Get in line.
Says what? To who?
Another month of nothing.
Another month of nothing.
All right. So with that being said,
Yield had to build. He had to come home and build the tent that he's sitting in to record.
I know, right?
He's built a pillow for it.
hey, don't.
Oh, those are the best.
Alex is the master of the pillow forts.
I'm a fine craftsman of many pillow and blanket forts. You could say I can make a circus-like big top.
All right.
By lying down.
So for our topic of the week this week, because we've kind of discussed all the topics that were really pressing issues, I really want to go into what Trophy Horse means for you guys. We've done 300. We've done 350 episodes. I've been here from the start. Yield jumped in around episode 100.
Was it 100? I thought it was like 50.
No, I think Alex joined in at 50, left for a while, and then came back. Steven, you've been around shortly after we did 300. Sid, we've known each other for 2 years, but you just officially started doing Sophie's Trophies maybe 6 months ago, 7 months ago?
40 weeks-ish.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Troy, you've been I've been hassling you to get on Trophy Horse since the day I met you. But I really want to say one thing, and we said this on the episode, and I just want to reiterate my favorite moment of this entire show. And every podcaster here can tell you there are weeks that we're very excited to record. We want to sit down. We want to get behind the microphone. We want to tell you everything that's going on. And there are some weeks that we literally have to drag our asses to this microphone and pump up energy into ourselves to get it going, because it can be a drag sometimes.
Life is hard, man. Life is hard.
And, I said this on the episode, but my favorite moment, and to be totally honest, I was at a point where I was ready to quit the show until an email came through. And that was the email from Sid. And Sid, I said it on that day, and I will say it for the rest of my life. I cannot ever, in words, put what that email meant to me. I don't want to speak for everybody else, and I know other people have their own feelings. Donnie's the only person here that wasn't around for that that was around for that episode that's not here now. But
I was like, Donnie's here?
Yeah.
Surprise!
No,
how the hell has he been quiet for the last hour and a half?
There's no Big Macs being ordered in the background.
I want a double cheeseburger.
He was at McDonald's last time he was on the show.
Yes, he was.
Awesome.
But
I don't care what anybody says.
But Sid, like I said, I can't put it into words, but your email meant so much to me, and it gave me a drive to keep this going. And I could never thank you for the kind words you said. And I'm ecstatic that you are now officially a whore. I know that sounds dirty, but
that was dirty.
But
wow.
you're an official
Don't know
whore.
what I do in my spare time.
And I can't even put it into words, and I'm almost tearing up thinking about the email again.
Yeah, I want to second that, because I remember that I shared that actually on Facebook and maybe on Instagram, because that was just an awesome email to get, because we've been doing this show for so long, and it's like you kind of get it in your head, especially when you start out. It's like, okay, this is a silly podcast. Like, we talk about video games. It's not super important. But then you get like a message like that, and all the writing, the editing, the recording I've done about video games in the industry for numerous websites, like that was just an awesome, like a completely heartening thing to get, that we know that we touched and helped somebody in a way that most people can't ever help anybody else. Like, it actually made us feel like the show was important, it actually mattered, and that we could actually make a difference in somebody's life, because
Yeah.
You know, when you're talking to somebody or you meet somebody, you never know what kind of impact you can have on their lives, just even in a small way. So for you to vocalize that and share that with us, because you didn't have to share it with us, but that was a pretty like amazing thing to get.
Yeah, I remember the day I sent it. I just listened to an episode, and you guys were talking about people emailing, getting in touch.
That was probably Troy.
Troy wasn't on the show then.
No, he wasn't. It was you, Alex, and Donnie, and Tricky. Yeah, so it's quite hard to talk about, to be honest. And I remember I'd been listening to you for a while, and we'd just moved into this house, start of a new life. I'd been offered a new job, but Mandy was suffering from depression at that point due to what had happened. Sorry, I don't want to get too serious, guys.
No. I mean, this is a lighthearted show, but I mean, the floor is yours.
Right, okay. As people know, we lost a daughter, or most people. You may have some new listeners who don't know why I'm part of this, but we lost a daughter. She was 3 years old and she passed away. And we moved town, we moved house, I lost a job, I got a new job, and all that time I was listening to a lot of podcasts. And I found this one by accident. And it was by accident because I just put in trophies in the, in the iPhone's search bar, and this came up. So I'd been listening to you guys for about coming up to a year, I'd imagine.
At that point,
yeah.
Okay.
And when this happened with Sophie and everything, I kept listening to the show. I'd listened to a few others, but this one, I don't know what it was, and I'm not being blowing smoke up your asses or anything like that, but I always look forward to this one. It always brightened the week up. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing. And when you guys mentioned about writing in, I spoke to Mandy about it, and I said, do you know what? I might just write in and just let them know. It was a hard thing to tell Mandy, like these guys are helping me get over Sophie, or helping me with Sophie. And bless her heart, she turned around to me and said, just do it. Just get it done. I was like, right, okay. So you have no idea how long it took me to write that email. There was a fair few attempts. And then when Tricky asked me to be on the show with Mandy, now this was nerve-wracking coming on here, but that day I'd never done anything like that. And, oh my God. We spoke about Sophie there and everything like that. And you said about Sophie's trophies and things like that. That you made her world that day. I don't know who made the decision. I'm guessing it was you, Tricky, to be honest.
Honestly, it was a group decision. I mean, I came up with the idea. I believe Donnie's the one that actually came up with the name.
Well, God bless him.
Instantly, I mean, there was never any hesitation by anybody. We immediately said, this is happening.
Yeah. I mean, well, God bless him for coming up with a name, I have to say. But all of you guys giving us a chance to come on the show and naming something after Sophie, you, not mainly for me, really. I mean, you guys, you lifted Mandy's spirits up, and that's what counts to me. Do you know what I mean? You
Can I say one thing I was worried about with that episode?
Yeah.
Because you guys did share some stories about Sophie and everything that happened. I was worried it'd be too much for you all. It would be digging too deep into it. I mean, granted, we weren't trying, but I was worried that it would kind of be like an emotional, like a very emotionally charged episode, more than you all would expect.
Yeah, I think it was cathartic in a way. It was a chance for Mandy to talk about Sophie to people she'd never talked to, if you know what I mean. Just get some things off her chest in a way, and open up a bit. And then when I think it was Alex that first suggested I do Sophie's trophies. To be honest,
It was.
it was, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Because I wanted to do a podcast, but I had no idea where to start. And then you gave it to me. I mean, she was over the moon about that as well. I mean, in a way, it's keeping Sophie's legacy alive. We've got a shelf. I mean, you can't see it from here. Just over there, that's full of her things.
I don't know if I can jump in here, but so what I remember from the whole Sophie's Trophies thing is whenever I was, active every single week was Alex was absolutely kind of the guy who, he always said, we have to do a Sophie's Trophy. There were weeks when we were struggling to come up with an idea, and he's like, no, we have to do a Sophie's Trophy. It has to be done. And the fact that he, suggested handing it over to you kind of helped us in a way of like not having to worry about trying to come up with something to honor Sophie, and also, gave you an outlet for that. So I think that was like a really awesome thing on Alex's part.
I think it was. I mean, I think the whole thing. I didn't write the email
Shaw.
expecting all this. Yeah,
I mean,
it's not what I wrote it for. I wrote it just to let you guys know and thank you guys for what you do, to be honest. I didn't expect all this, and I certainly didn't expect to be sitting here doing this now, so.
Troy, do me a favor, go into our Twitch chat and ban that person, please.
I don't know if I can. I've got it up on my phone. I don't know how to do that from my phone.
I got it done.
No, I mean, one of the great things about Sid doing Sophie's Trophies, we talked about this like kind of in private, but I mean, we do talk about trophies a little bit on the show, but we also talk a lot about news and discussions and topics, where Sid really is like the biggest chunk about trophies. Like, it's just pure trophies. So, I mean, that's like another great, it's a boon for the show because...
If it wasn't for Sid, we would be a complete fraud.
Well, I mean, to back up what Troy was saying, it's like he's absolutely right. There were weeks that we were struggling to come up with it, and yeah, Alex was a big proponent of it. I mean, I was as well, because you actually saved us by doing it every week, because we were struggling, and like we were all trying, like saying this has to be done. I mean. And then you coming on and doing it, you saved us. Like, you took a... I know this is going to sound bad to say, but you took a burden off of us. But when Alex proposed the idea, we were like, this makes sense. The segment is designed to honor Sophie.
Yep.
What better than to have Sophie's family do it? And, like, I still remember that day that I got that email. And I messaged Alex and I said, Alex, did you get the email? And he goes, yeah. And then I called Yield, and it was one of the rare times Yield's phone at the time was actually turned on. Because Yield doesn't keep his cell phone turned on.
What are you trying to say?
Smart
It was
man.
also the last time that his phone was turned on.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that Yield now actually has a phone. We can text message him now.
And he still calls me. I'm sitting at work yesterday. What's he do? Calls me.
But yeah, I think about it all the time, and actually, it was the week that we released that episode was when I actually went to Jersey to demo the VR, and Kalai, and that's where I met Kalai, and I was telling Kalai about the episode, and she was like, yeah, I'll go listen to it. And I don't want to put words in her mouth, but she said that episode was actually what got her to listen to Trophy Horse. So, like, you've had a bigger impact on...
And you guys
just
haven't
us.
kicked her off yet, so that's a pretty good sign.
She now has her own podcast on the site.
Yeah, and a good one too.
But you have inspired more people than just us. I mean, and the proof is there. I mean, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, and we've all suffered some kind of tragedy and whatnot. But like I said, I was to the point where I was getting ready to talk to the guys about shutting down the show because it wasn't fun at the time. Like it was a struggle to get to the computer every week and come up with something. And but that email changed my perspective, and I said, you know what? I can't stop, because for the one person that wrote that email, which was you, there's probably 10 still scared to write that email.
Yeah, exactly. People should. You know, if you want to get in touch with the show, then get in touch.
Troy, what's that email?
I can give, really.
Troy, what's that email?
Trophyhorrors@provengamer.com. That's trophyhorrors@provengamer.com.
There it is.
Or even sid@provengamer.com. Get in touch with me. You know, I'll talk to anyone.
So, look at that. We have a new sub. JT has subbed to the Proven Gamer Twitch.
Whoa, that's big.
It's magic.
You know what's even bigger than that? And
I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that alone, dude.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
he didn't use Twitch Prime. But if somebody wanted to use Twitch Prime, Steven, how do they do that?
If you have Amazon Prime, that means you have a Twitch Prime subscription. So you can go to twitch.tv/provengamer and you can hit the subscribe button using that Twitch Prime subscription. It's absolutely free, costs you nothing, and Amazon is literally throwing money down. It goes in the toilet if you don't use it. So you might as well roll up your sleeve, or you can wear short sleeves like this to show off the gun show live on twitch.tv/provengamer, and you reach into that toilet, you grab that $5, and you put it in a nice Ziploc bag, and you mail it to Tricky wherever he lives. You mail it to him so that he can put it into the pot and make Trophy Horse better. And
I'm just watching Troy laugh his ass off as he's doing that.
I'm imagining people reaching into a toilet and fishing out money.
Putt or pop?
Well, you're Troy, this is your first child coming, right?
No, it's not mine.
Oh, okay.
It's my wife's
not-
first child.
it's not
I
his.
have 2 daughters already.
Okay, so then I have a hard time believing. Well, daughters might be different, but I
For a
have
second,
a boy.
for a second there, I thought Troy was saying, "No, it's not my kid coming."
So did I,
Yeah,
That's exactly what I thought.
This became a Jerry Springer episode real quick.
First child coming.
Troy, you are not the father.
I have an almost 3-year-old boy, and I could tell you firsthand, yes, my hand has been in the toilet to grab something out of it. Yes, absolutely. The elbows in. I don't even want to think about it. Where was I going? Oh yeah, I did the pitch. That's fine. We're done.
All right. I also want to give a shout out to Kalai. Apparently, I missed her resubbing, so thank you to Kalai for the sub. All right. So now that we got the sad part out of it, let's talk about the good moments of Trophy Horse. Alex,
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean the sad part? I mean, it came from a tragedy, a terrible event.
Well-
yes, but like Sid and Mandy coming to us, like that's.
that's
good.
great. I mean, you know I'm not the best at my segues. Why are you freaking on me?
He doesn't make words good.
Yes.
What is your favorite moment of Trophy Horse? What drives you to keep doing this show for 350 episodes and further?
Oh God.
Going to PAX a couple of years ago was pretty cool. And totally bursting your bubble when you were like, "So what do you think about it?" And it's like, it's pretty cool. It's not as massive as I thought it would be. And you're just like, "What? That's it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's it."
There will never be a better moment on Trophy Horse than when Donnie admitted he ate cooked canned dog food on the stove and ate it. There will never be a better moment than that.
Do you remember when Donnie recorded in the car, and it was
Yes.
That was with Jeff Hanna. He was on that episode, and they talked
Yes.
about Donnie eating bath salts.
And there was also an episode where we had Jeff Hanna on the show. We also had Sin Seeker on the show. And just randomly out of nowhere, you hear, "Was that a gunshot?" And Donnie goes, "Yeah, I forgot to close my window. I'm sorry."
Just all matter of fact.
I can't tell if the show got better or worse since I came on. Like, this sounds like one hell of a time.
Definitely worse.
Oh, yeah. Ratings have gone downhill.
But Steven, it would not be a celebratory episode of Trophy Horse if we didn't ask you to do a few impressions. So I'm going to put you on the spot real quick.
Oh, come on. All right.
No. I want... Troy, give me a topic.
Are you going to put me on the spot?
No, just give me a topic. A random topic.
Random topic.
Yes.
World Cup football.
All right. Steven, I want you to talk about what he said as
Right.
Christopher Walken.
All right, I have to be able to hear myself, so I got to take my headphone off a little bit. Okay. Hello, gentlemen. The World Cup. It's happening live right now. Countries from all over the world are playing sports with their feet. Now, I don't know if you know, but football is a game where you don't play with your hands. If you play football with your hands, you're playing football from America, and that's not the World Cup, baby. You see, football is played with your feet, where you walk up and down grass, and you kick the ball with ferocity, and
All
it
right.
flies.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Alex, give me a topic.
Well, I'm hungry.
Alex,
Give you a topic.
give me a topic.
Pizza.
Chinese buffets.
Steven, talk about Chinese buffets as Raphael.
Oh, all right. Now, we have to be specific here. See, the Raphael that I do is from the 1990 and 1991.
The 1990s Teenage Mutant
Right.
Turtles movies.
The movies.
The movies.
Yes.
The first reboot.
One of the best film ever made.
Yes, and has a lot of errors in it, which is great. Okay, Chinese buffet. Actually, you know what? I'm not just gonna talk about it. I'm gonna do a scene. I'm gonna do a scene for you folks. Okay?
Oh, well, if you're doing a scene, then can I change the impression mid-scene?
No. Believe me, you're gonna want this.
He's already got it.
He's got it. I'm stepping off now.
Raphael, why have you not ordered?
They don't have what I want.
Then order something else.
But I don't want to. I want a dim sum, and they don't have any dim sum.
Raph, just order anything else off the menu. They have everything here. Literally, you can get sushi, you can get eel, you can get anchovies.
I don't want anchovies. I told you what I wanted, and I want the dim sum. They don't have any dim sum.
Well, this is a bummer.
That's it. That's all I got for you.
All right. Yield, give us a topic.
I have a feeling this next one's gonna be loud.
It's not that hard of a decision there, Yield.
Oh no, it is.
He's trying to stump me. He's trying to give me something real annoying. I know it.
You want me to come back to you, Yield?
Yeah, let's talk about the economic effect of the price of tea in China.
I'll talk about China tea as, take it from the Twitch chat, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is Stone Cold Steve Austin coming to you live from the Broken Skull Ranch. Now, I have a very special topic I want to get into here. Now, many of you may know that I have a couple of fused bones in my neck. Now, back in 1997, I was dropped on my head, and this stack of dimes I call a vertebrae was crushed damn near to death. Now, there's one thing that was able to get me through that, and that was Ling Ming's tea. But let me tell you something about Ling Ming's tea. I can't get the damn thing for less than $3 for a half a dozen tea bags, and I'll tell you why.
It's because of the damn tariffs that have been thrown across on China and the economic impact. Let me tell you something, brother. It is really hitting my wallet hard. I had to get 2 new fenders put on my truck back in the back because my sumbitch dog ran in front of me and I had a damn swerve and I hit my ATV, nearly took the fender off my damn truck, and now I can't afford my damn tea. So I'm telling you right now, if you don't stop lifting those damn tariffs off, Stone Cold Steve Austin's gonna walk into that Oval Office. He's gonna stop a mud hole in your ass and give you a stunner right in the middle of the damn Oval Office. And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Bravo. Bravo.
All right, one last one. Sid, give me a topic.
Oh, shit. Okay, top of my head. Starship Troopers fighting bugs.
Oh boy.
All right, and Steve, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to let you pick the impression.
Okay. Ship troopers fighting bugs. Okay. Guard your ears.
Oh, boy.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
This is gonna be 2 impressions.
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. When you got the Starship Troopers, brother, coming from all sorts of the planet, brother, and they come here and they land on Mars, dude. And they go and they fight all of the bugs across the universe, brother. And what happens then? All the Hulkamaniacs come together, brother. All the Hulkamaniacs join them. You know what I'm saying, Arnold?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Because of all of the bugs that come from the different planets and the different galaxies, they all come and they fight as one. But the Starship Troopers, they have many personalities and they have many weapons. And sometimes they come from California, which is the greatest state in all of the United States, and they get this thing called hemp. And when they use the hemp, they get high as the kites. And that is why they could fight the bugs on the Starship Troopers.
All right, we had an audience request. Could you please add Macho Man to that conversation?
Oh, yeah, now you see the Starship Troopers. Oh, yeah, Hulk Hogan, you and the Macho Man. We're the Mega Powers. Oh, yeah, where are we gonna go from here, brother? Are we gonna go to the stratosphere? Are we gonna go to the There's no telling where we go from here. Now, the bugs that come from the Macho Man doesn't like bugs, you understand? Because the Macho Man has a bad experience with the Spider-Man, if you know what I'm saying. But I tell you right now, you give me one of those suits and I will be ready. The Macho Man's ready. Oh yeah, dig it.
All right, that is just great.
That was dope.
I even like the fact that you went around the microphone with the full impression. All right, I'm not doing it, but Mr. TMT wanted Bray Wyatt as well. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, he's not classic enough for me.
Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired. All right, so that is going to bring us to the end of this episode. We're approaching 2 hours, gentlemen.
Yep.
So let's close out the show with some housekeeping.
Let's clean this shit up.
I'm so glad that the listeners get to see how delayed that is every week. ProvenGamer.com is looking for some staff members, looking for some writers, podcasters, emailers. What the Wow.
You can't even do it
We're
right.
looking for emailers.
Cause you know why I said emailers? Because the thought just popped in my head is like, ooh, when I get to the email session, I can actually throw it to Troy this week. All right, let's try this again. ProvenGamer.com is looking for staff members, looking for some writers, podcasters, news reporters, and generalized help with the site. If you're interested in applying, go to ProvenGamer.com, click on the Help Wanted tab, and fill out the application, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. We're also putting job listings, Steven, on Facebook.
That is true.
So check out Facebook for that too. If you listen to this podcast, we greatly appreciate it. But be sure to check out. Wait. While you're on the site, please check out all. While you're on the site, please check out all the articles and videos. Speaking of videos, they can be found on YouTube by doing official
You
proven
want to
game.
listen to these house cleaning?
Yes.
You can download it for $19.99.
This video is going to be on YouTube. Our first upload on YouTube in probably a year.
And it'll probably be the only one we ever do again.
Probably.
Probably.
If you listen to this podcast, we greatly appreciate it. But be sure to go listen to our other podcasts, PG Spoilers, which we are doing one.
Really?
We are going to do one.
How many times have we heard that before?
Only twice.
What
are we doing?
Game stuff.
No, PG Spoilers.
Oh, we're doing it on God of War, the game we refuse to play.
Really? Are you sure? Because you've talked about this for a month.
I'm down on that one.
We got confirmation that it has to happen, so it has to happen.
Or can we do a retaping of a re-record of the Tomb Raider episode?
I'm glad.
Why you gotta go there, Alex? That was the best one ever.
Hey, we're reminiscing here on 350. Why not bring that up? The best episode of PG Spoilers never to be released.
Tricky lost the audio.
Oh, by the way, I got corrected somewhere in the chat. I forgot.
Don't hear that a lot.
I've been saying medieval nerd this entire show. Yeah. I got corrected. It's actually mid-level nerd.
Oh, snap. You've been
Dyslexia man strikes again. Here I come to Dave the Say. Means dyslexia man
and
on his way.
It's actually somebody that we know, somebody that's very active in the Trophy Horrors Facebook group. It's Andrew M.
Yes. Andrew, I'm so happy to see you.
Government name.
The Joker has shown up. Okay, other podcasts,
Hold on.
stuff.
Is that Heath Ledger Joker or is that Jared Leto Joker?
That was Mark Hamill Joker.
Yeah, that's Mark Hamill.
It better be Mark Hamill Joker.
There is no other Joker besides Mark Hamill. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Whoa! Are you saying that Heath Ledger wasn't a good Joker?
He was okay.
He was a good Joker, but Mark Hamill is the Joker.
Yes.
He's the voice.
No, he is the Joker. Kevin Conroy is the Batman. Tara Strong is Harley Quinn. Fact. Fight me. Fight me.
Can you? No, wait. What about Jack Nicholson? You wouldn't consider Jack Nicholson the Joker?
No.
This town needs an enema.
He actually played the Joker, though. He didn't just voice him.
I don't care.
You don't care about logic?
Have you ever seen Mark Hamill when he's in Joker mode?
Yes, I saw it live when he played Cockknocker in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
That's true.
I remember that when they fought with the lightsabers. Excuse me, the bong sabers.
Avenge me, Hep Knight. Okay, other podcasts, game stuff, and the show that Steven's on, Nintendo Dual Screens.
Nintendo Dual Screens posts each and every Monday morning for your listening pleasure on your podcast service of choice.
Apparently, JT has sent you a Facebook private message.
Oh yes, I know.
Do you want to care? You want to care?
That's why he got his Mark Hamill, and that's why I did it for him.
Oh,
it was a special request.
Oh, he asked you to do the Joker.
Oh yes.
Okay, I didn't know exactly what he meant. I was going to ask you to spoil it. All right, all the podcasts can be found on Apple Podcasts, formerly iTunes, Google Play, all your various podcast applications on your smart devices, and you can find Trophy Horse and Nintendo Dual Screens. Where, Alex?
iHeart Radio.
I'm so twisted because you guys have derailed me so much. If you want to get a hold of us, there are several ways to get a hold of us. First one is our phone number. Yield, what's the phone number?
Well, I don't know. It's not posted.
330
proven 9. 330-776-8369.
I thought for sure you were going to say A639.
No.
Don't call that number, kids. Don't call that number, kids.
Sex line voicemails.
You can send us an email You can send us an email. Troy, where do they send that email?
You can send in an email to trophyhorrors@provengamer.com. That is trophyhorrors@provengamer.com.
All right, stop the show. I have a grievance. I have a grievance.
You have a grievance?
I have a grievance. An official grievance. Troy, you were on the show. You were advocating people to write in emails every single week. You asked for them. You borderline begged for them. And since you've been gone on the show, you have not emailed this show once. What gives?
Man, I've been crazy busy. I don't know if you know this, but I moved across the country. I made a baby boy. He'll be here any day now. I got a job, but it's not a real job. It's a temporary job, and I'm trying to find a real job. And so I haven't had a lot of time to do things like emailing and stuff. Incidentally, also the next thing that you're going to have shout out, I took direct part in, I've joined the Seattle Guild of Extra Life, and I am a part of the leadership team. I am the volunteer coordinator. I basically am the one who plans, organizes, and sets up the recruitment booths at events like Emerald City Comic Con and PAX West, which is coming up really quickly. So I've got to get to work planning that event. So that's why I haven't sent any emails in.
Now, now, Stone Cold Steve Austin's got a problem with what you just said. And first of all, your part in making the baby was probably the easiest and quickest damn thing you could probably do in your damn life. That's number one. Number two, if you could send a text message, if you could make a phone call to your local congressman, then you could send an email to trophyhorrors@provengamer.com, and that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
I mean, if Stone Cold said so, I can't argue against it. Yeah, I've been failing in my emailing duties.
Okay,
someone get that man a Steve Weiser.
Okay, and we got to end the year-old joke that's no longer a joke because nobody really cares about it anymore. You didn't actually leave the show because of Nintendo Talk, or somebody was trolling you about Nintendo Talk. You left because you had a lot of personal stuff going on, and you just couldn't make the weekly commitment anymore.
Yeah. I mean, at the time I was graduating, moving from Las Cruces to Roswell, where I hung out for a few months, living in my mom's spare bedroom, and then moving across the country, and of course finding out that we were pregnant and everything like that. There was just a lot of stuff going on. I don't know if I need to personally apologize to JT. I definitely apologize for my part in everything that went down, but I feel like I didn't push it as far as some other people did. But yeah, JT, it wasn't your fault.
Just so you know, he's calling you a pleb in the chat.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It
is what it is.
And then JT said Steven, which he spelled Steven wrong.
Not his fault.
He said Steven's telling off Troy the pleb. He's still calling you a pleb.
It's all good. I can take it.
So I lost all.
You can follow Prison Gamer
apologize to Twitter for your part in that whole debacle.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Do we need to write you out a prepared statement, Tricky?
No, you know what it is, honestly?
SpeakPipe app.
No.
Shout out.
Oh, speaking of SpeakPipe app, Steven.
Yes.
Somebody, me and Steven were having a conversation about the SpeakPipe app, and Steven was like, we got to get rid of it. Nobody uses it. Literally 2 hours later, somebody sent a message to Steven through the SpeakPipe app.
Yes, this is true.
Now it has to be up.
Apparently, somebody from across the pond apparently read my Ink review and purchased the game because of my review. And not gonna lie, he sounded high as a kite.
Yeah, he definitely sounded high.
That was wonderful.
That was weak.
Really? Could you do a better?
Wonderful. PlayStation 4 communities. We have 3 of them. We have the Proven Gamer community for the site. We have one for this show called T-Dubs Brothel. Why, Yield?
Because we're not allowed to say horse on the network.
Why? Who won't let us say it?
The head of Sony.
What's his name?
I don't know. What is his name?
Kazurai, CEO.
Yeah, Kazurai,
He's the
ex-CEO.
president of Worldwide Studios.
All right. And
Shuhei Yoshida. I mentioned him earlier.
Some bloke from Liverpool.
and and we also had the Platinum Guild, which JT's going to yell at Yield because they didn't give him the shout-outs.
I deserve it. I totally meant to be ready today, and I wasn't, so my bad.
Does anyone really deserve to get yelled at by JT?
Actually, after about a year of torture, probably.
You could not have said that at a better time.
All right, and
I just realized he has 87 Facebook messages from JT.
no, actually, I don't have any. But my daughter,
You're dead to him.
Sweet Mama D, just came to me asking me if she could borrow my phone because she wanted to play Pokemon Go while she was walking the dog. All right, so Sid.
Yes.
I'm giving you the heads up. I'm putting you on the spot.
Again?
Okay.
Okay.
Just giving you the heads up. All right, so that's the end of our housekeeping, but we do have some sponsors. Our first sponsor, Humble Bundle. Steven, tell us about Humble Bundle.
Oh, wouldn't you like to know? Humble Bundle is a little organization that bundles themed video games and software and puts them at a price of you tell us what price you want. That's right. You can name your price. If you hit certain amounts, you get
Is it
more
like Geico's
software.
Name Your Price tool?
Exactly. It's
Exactly?
just like exactly
All right.
like that. And you could do it in way less than 15 minutes, like way less.
Will it save me $500 or more?
Actually,
It may very well.
Yeah.
15% or more.
I got $3,500 worth of editing
Freaky.
software. I got $3,500 worth of editing software for $15. So yes, it could definitely save you a lot of money. So if you use our Humble Bundle link and you make any purchase on that, it goes and supports our other partnership, our other sponsor, which is Extra Life.
Speaking of Extra Life, Troy, tell us about Extra Life.
Extra Life. It's a gaming charity for children, for the Children's Miracle Network.
Like that button.
Yeah, isn't it dope? Yeah, this is one of the
Dope.
buttons. Dude, I've got so much Extra Life now. It's not even like funny. I've actually got a banner to put on a table in the closet. Extra Life, it's an amazing thing. So basically, you set up a team or set up an account. You can join a team, start your own team, whatever. You basically go and you get pledges for donations. Everything that is donated to you goes 100% to the Children's Miracle Network hospital of your choice. There are hundreds of them all across North America. And so then in November, what happens is game day, where everybody who is participating gets to hang out together and for 25 hours straight play video games to raise awareness and money to help their local Children's Miracle Network hospital. It's a pretty amazing thing. Go to extra-life.org. That is extra-life.org for more information and to sign up.
And please join the Proven Gamer team. We'd love to have you. Troy, you joining the Proven Gamer team this year?
I have not committed to a team yet just because of my new commitment. I'm actually raising money for the first time for Seattle Children's Hospital. In 9 years of raising money for children, for Extra Life, I had been raising money for UNM Children's Hospital since that was the local children's hospital in New Mexico and also the one that my daughters were treated at. But I figured since I joined the leadership team of the Seattle Guild, it would behoove me to at least for 1 year raise money for the local children's hospital. So yeah, that's kind of in flux right now.
All right, Sid.
Yes.
People want to buy some awesome things on the internet. Where should they go?
ProvenGamer.com. And go on the Amazon link and do your shopping there. And anything you buy.
Gusto!
Well, I try. I speak French. Might as well.
Gusto!
Come on, French.
As Donnie would say, put some enthusiasm behind it.
Enthusiasm!
Okay. Right, go on Amazon, press a button, do your shopping.
You just turned it up to 11 there?
He did.
Oh, yeah.
He cranked that dial all the way up.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Should we try that again?
All right. You want me to lead you into it again? Because we're not cutting this, so it's going to stay in the show anyway.
No, it's fine. Basically, guys, go onto Amazon, click the link on Amazon, do your shopping there, and anything you buy on there gives Proven Gamer a little kickback, which helps keep this podcast going, helps keep all the podcasts going, helps me keep doing my Sophie's Trophies, which, you know, why not? And that's it, guys. I can't think of anything else to say now.
It helps add a little legitimacy to the Trophy Horrors podcast that we actually talk about trophies on occasion.
Yes.
Good point. Yeah.
All right. So.
Give me something to do on a Sunday.
All right, and the only other thing we have to talk about is Patreon. I'm going to give Steven the chance to do the Patreon because Steven could actually pimp out 2 Patreons.
Oh, well, if you're going to give me the floor for that one, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
If you want to support Proving Gamer, which is a lot outside of just Trophy Whores, as the editor-in-chief, if you will, of Proving Gamer, I could tell you that a lot of work goes into the site. It takes a lot, basically, and any little bit helps monetarily. So if you go to patreon.com/provinggamer, and for as little as $1, you could help support the website. Keep up and running. We could get more staff. We can reward staff for their hard work. Right now, it's a job of passion for, I would say, 99% of the staff. 100% is voluntary, but like 99.9% don't see a nickel. And it would help if you went to patreon.com/provinggamer, and you can get there's tons of different tiers that you could support us at. But it will go to the hardworking people that help keep the site running. That being said, the show that I run with my partner Andy, Nintendo Dual Screens, we also have our own Patreon there so that we could afford to do more and more content, such as video versions of the show or just videos in general, bonus episodes, all sorts of stuff. We're really proud of what we're doing over there, and if you want to support us there, you can do so at patreon.com/NDS podcast. That's patreon.com/NDS podcast. Thank you very much for your considerations.
All right, before we close out the show, Yield.
Yo.
Do you have something to give away?
I do. We're just going to do it at the end of the show.
Well, you haven't done it in the entire show, so I'm giving you a chance before I close it out.
Let's do it.
Well, I was just going to say that at the beginning of the show, I referenced a song. And that if you can give me the song name and the band that did the song, this lovely $20 PSN card is yours.
All right.
Does anybody reference the song? I think I remember that, but I don't remember what the song was. And if nobody gets it here live, they can always write in to trophyhoarders@provinggamer.com.
Now he's still on Troy's job.
Well, he's doing the Jeopardy theme song.
Key change. Do, 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 do. Let's pan from everybody. Do, 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 do. There's always that one asshole that like wrote shit down like really quickly, and it's just like
staring around.
This is fun. I like being in the dark.
You know what? I'm just gonna. I feel like I should just stop talking. Just let Steven just put on a show for the next 2 hours.
Hey, it could be fun. It could be fun.
It's not worth the $20.
And on that note, good night.
On that note, let's do some shout outs. First, I normally do my shout outs last, and I'm going to do my shout outs last, but I want to give a you shout out because it was amazing. And I don't know if any of my other. I don't know if any one of my Horseman brothers have it on hand, but I want to give a huge shout out to Alex's girlfriend, Ashley, for these awesome Trophy Horrors podcast tumbler mugs. They are incredible.
Yes, they are kick-ass.
Mine was made wrong.
Yours was made wrong?
Yours was made with love, Sid.
Yeah.
Was yours made out of paper?
So, Alex, Alex, I need you to do me a favor, though, sir.
Here, like Mine's still in the mail.
It's just a Starbucks cup with trophy horse written in Sharpie.
Alex, I need you to do me a
Spelled
favor,
wrong,
sir.
Stay on brand.
I need you to talk to your girlfriend and see
She's
if we
listening.
can get. Oh, is she in the? Is she in the?
She's in the Twitch chat.
Oh, Majestical Ashley's in the Twitch chat.
Ah, government names again. There you go.
She put it in there. That's her name.
Steven, do me a favor. Check the chat and ban the person, please.
I don't even know.
You're gonna chat. You're gonna ban Majestical Ashley. That's kind of fucked up, dude.
That person
Not-
again? I thought I already did.
Oh, you might have gotten it. All right. So Majestical Ashley, we have gotten numerous requests to merchandise this. So you are our supplier. So me and you need to have a conversation about how we could mass produce these.
It's huge.
I all joking aside, I've had 20 people ask me, "Can I get my own mug?"
sweatshop going on?
So, when Alex won't even use his. Alex, you won't use yours?
You got thrown under the bus.
Alex?
He's keeping it in mint condition. That's why.
I think Alex has tuned us out.
He needs
doesn't
to
want-
have two, one to use and one to
Let's do
display.
it.
It's like, dude!
If only he knew where to find another one.
See, in the chat, JT said he's buy one. Mid-level nerd said he'd buy one.
Every single person in this chat that bought one would be more deserving of a mug that says Trophy Horse than me.
I concur.
JT agrees too.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. We're getting it from the source. Majestical Ashley says he keeps saying he doesn't want to mess it up. Ha ha.
Well, mine won't leave the house for that very reason, because I will destroy it if it leaves the house, but I will use it around the house. It's delicious. But it's delicious. Yes,
The mug is delicious.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
All right, wait, hold on, because Steven, I'm gonna let you respond, and I know what you're gonna make a smart ass response, but Mr.
Oh
TMT
my
says
God.
this is the only cup Tricky will see for a long time.
Wow.
That
Shots
cuts
fired.
deep.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say.
Are you saying that this cup right here is the LA Kings cup of Trophy Horse?
see, TMT,
I went there.
See, TMT made the cut. You just out throwing salt in it. Alex has been kind of quiet. Alex, why are you so quiet, sir?
He's too busy changing the oil from underneath the bus he was thrown under.
I don't even think he hears us anymore.
Oh,
Alex,
no,
if
he
you,
does.
Alex, if you hear us, wave.
If you could hear us, do the
Just
wave.
a cardboard stand.
You're just not gonna talk anymore.
Maybe there's something going on over there. Leave him alone.
All right. So let's close out the show with some shout outs. We'll start with Alex. Your shout out, sir.
Oh, great. Just forcing.
Maybe
I
not.
don't really know if I have any shout outs now. I want to give a shout out to the listeners as always. Without you guys, we could not have gotten here at all. We would not be at episode 350. Most podcasts don't make it to episode 350. How the hell we did, I will never know. Fortitude, determination,
Stupidity.
sheer machismo that just fueled us to this point. And Steven's his impersonations do quite well when it's just like a shitty hot summer or like even a cold wintry day. Like it just makes you feel good and you want to just go do shit. So shout out to Steven for all his wonderful impersonations.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, they were fantastic. You probably get a lot of compliments on your Christopher Walken, but I quite enjoyed your Master Splinter
You will listen now.
and your Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
They both destroy my throat.
Well, it's good that we've made you do them for so long on the podcast. Are you recording dual screens tonight?
I am.
Oh, well then let's maybe think
anymore.
of something else, someone else for you to impersonate before you completely go hoarse on us. I want to give a shout out to our two guests, Troy who is joining us. Congratulations, Troy, on the news of that you all are expecting.
Yeah, congrats.
That's fantastic news, and the move up to Seattle and a suburb of Seattle, I should say. But it seems like everything is going well for you, sir.
I have a friend who lives in Seattle, and he would get really pissed off if I tried to say I lived in Seattle, because I don't live in Seattle, even though it's like literally 8 miles away.
Is that like the New Yorkers saying that they live in New York when the people that actually live in New York, in the city, are the real New Yorkers?
Yeah, most likely exactly the same.
Yeah. But congratulations, Troy, on everything. It seems like everything's going really well for you, and we couldn't be happy for you. Give a shout out, of course, as well to Sid, because it's really late over where Sid lives. So, Sid, thank you for coming on and taking part of this.
1 a.m. over there.
It's getting close.
Oh, how many hours you all had, Sid? 5.
5.
So it's what, 12:30 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sorry. I feel bad now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we feel real sorry for him. But what about the times we start at 9 o'clock and don't finish until midnight? You don't give a shit about us. No, I'm just gonna read this entire article now because it's only 11:30 on a Tuesday. Why not?
You doing this right now is only keeping them up later.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Also give shout outs. They're both not here, but to Donnie and Lucia, who are recent hosts. Lucia helped to celebrate 300. Donnie, of course, helped build Trophy Whores. So shout out to those guys, because obviously I got to podcast them for quite a bit of time. So super glad for that opportunity, and miss them both what they bring to Trophy Whores. But
Donnie did say he misses recording.
I did see that.
I saw that.
My response to him was denied.
Oh.
What a jerk.
Hateful. And also a shout out to Yield, who has been with the show for a long, long time. And he shows up every week. So thank you to Yield for always bringing the awesome.
I do.
As his cup says.
As my cup says. And my shirt.
Those words are immortal, never to be erased. And last but not least, I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Ashley, because as I mentioned on the Facebook post, she put cards with me and Tricky's names on there, but the cups were completely her idea. First, it was just a cup for me, but then she decided to make cups for all the regular hosts. So she definitely wanted to do something nice for everyone. So everything was her idea and her doing. She got them. She got a friend to make the cups. She got the cups herself. She mailed them out. So all her.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you, Ashley.
That's going to be my shout-outs.
Yield.
Yo!
I just realized this entire episode,
Yeah?
you wanted to talk about one thing and you didn't get a chance to.
Yeah?
So just going to make the announcement, then you can do your shout-outs. World of Warcraft is coming to consoles.
Yes, it is. Hence the hat. I'm stoked. I get World of Warships, not Warcraft. World of Warships. It's coming to console.
I was hoping to get you to confirm it so I can get my bonus prediction and win the trophy and win the prediction war.
So now I get to play Battleship. I get to sink people's Battleship. Anyway, so as I start my shout outs, thank you to all the pimps and the madams of the whoredom for downloading, listening, joining, doing everything that you do to make Trophy Whores and Proven Gamer what it is. A shout out to all the staff members and the behind the sceners that do everything with Proven Gamer to help the site grow and to allow us, the four horsemen of Podmageddon, to have a platform to do our train wreck that we do every week.
Are you saying that you're standing on top of people right now?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Clarifying that. I don't want to lose a point. Thank you, Troy. A shout out to Troy and Sid for being on this episode, and also a shout out to Alex, Steven, and Tricky for recording. A extra shout out to Ashley for the awesome Trophy Horse Cup. A shout out to everyone in the guild who continues to post their platinums. Yes, I know I said I would do a better job, and I'm like really bad at it. But JT, next weekend, next recording, next week, 151, you guys will have your shout-outs. So it'll be a really long one because it's been like 3 months. But you guys will have your shout-outs and your games. You will be heard. That's it. Peace.
I noticed I didn't get a shout-out from Alex. I'm just saying. Steven, your shout-outs.
My shout-outs. I am going to start it off a little slow because I know... Okay, he's probably there by now. First shout-out is to my wife, who took care of both children while I was doing this. I'm actually at my parents' house recording this out of the house because I didn't want anybody to interrupt, and that is all because of my wife being a superhero and being able to take care of these 2 kids like she does. Shout out to my son, Jack, who is watching this episode at almost 3 years old, and he keeps yelling daddy. He sees daddy. Hi, Jack. I love you. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for over a year now allowing me to be a part of this show every week. I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate the conversation. And one of the things I wanted to say, we were talking about what the show meant to us, but I didn't get a chance to say that, to let you know what it means to me. But for a long time, I had been listening to podcasts, and I stumbled upon IGN.com before they even had podcasts, obviously. But I remember when they started their first podcast, which was at the time GameScoop. And I had listened to GameScoop, and I fell in love with the format of that type of thing. And then I started listening to when they started Podcast Beyond, and that's where I met a little guy called Greg Miller. And I started following Greg Miller all over the place, and they did a podcast called Knockin' Boots, and that was a relationship advice podcast. And I had written into that podcast because at the time I had been wondering if I should jump into a relationship with this girl that I was seeing, like just full blown, just commit to it and do whatever I needed to do. And I never got on the show, but he wrote back like 3 months after I had sent that email. And I don't know if he wrote back personally via email. I can't remember if it was a Facebook message, but he had said to me, it doesn't sound like you to love this girl, because if you did, you would nut up and you would make it, real. And I stepped back. I was like, this is like one of my heroes telling me this. And I have since married and had 2 children with that woman. And
trophy unlocked.
Indeed, and
made a family.
It wasn't all because of him. Obviously, I was in love with her already, but we had lived on opposite ends of the country, so that was really my issue, was how do I make it work being on opposite ends of the country? And it didn't matter. The thing that mattered was I was going to make it work, and that was it. And I needed that slap in the face from him. But my point being is that being given the opportunity to be on Trophy Whores has put me in a position where I could be somebody else's Greg Miller, God willing. I could ever be as successful as that man. But having started in 2005 listening to podcasts, and now it's 2018, and I just finished up a whole year of doing them, especially about PlayStation, which I'm very passionate about, is an incredible opportunity that I will never take for granted. I know that I'm not on every episode. Unfortunately, we do record on a night that I'm very, very busy. So I do want to thank you, all of the whores, for your patience with my recording schedules, and I appreciate very much being a part of this show. And that's it. Those are my shout-outs.
All right. Troy, your shout-outs.
Wow, I gotta follow that up. Well, I'm gonna start by shouting out, Steven, you are my Greg Miller. I want to shout out everybody for holding this whole thing up for the last year or longer that I've been gone. It's always a blast to podcast, and it's been a very long time since my last podcast. And hopefully soon I will be in a position where I can go back to regular podcasting, because it's an amazing time. Also want to shout out my wife, who is in the other room, probably keeping the dog occupied, probably hopefully not going into labor. I'm sure I would have heard that if she was. Also, kind of funny, I I was looking down at the screen, and I remember that Steven is Batchild27, and I did not officially announce this here. I have announced it in other places, but my child's name is going to be Bruce Wayne Starrett. So he will officially be a Bat Child.
Nerd.
And I will officially be a Bat Dad.
Yeah, you will.
Well, just remember, don't go to the movie theaters.
Right, yeah. That's actually, I had somebody that he's like, you sure you want to go that route? That didn't work out so well for his parents. I'm willing to take the risk. I think that's probably the coolest name ever. And if he hates me for it, I will trade him names. I will take him down to the courthouse. He can become Troy, and I will become Bruce Wayne Starrett.
Why did you say Martha?
Shout out to everybody who listens. I've really missed you guys. Definitely do these guys a favor and send in emails. We had a big conversation about how an email can change the lives of the show, actually make the show continue to happen. So you never know the power of having an email sent in. Steven sent an email into the Knockin' Boots podcast, and that was an influential part of his life. So it's a conversation. You guys and us, everybody on the show, we want to hear from you. We want to be able to interact with you, and that's one of the easiest ways to interact is through the emails at trophyhorrors@provinggamer.com. That is trophyhorrors@provinggamer.com.
All right, Sid, your shout out, sir.
Okay. First and foremost, as always, I have to give a shout out to you guys for letting me record and letting me do Sophie's Trophies every week. It's a big honor to be on 350, I have to say, guys, so thank you for that. Stephen, you are not my Greg Miller, you are my Colin Moriarty.
Whoa.
Oh.
Is that a compliment or an
Event Horizon?
Nah, I love Greg Miller, he's awesome. And a shout out to my wife, Mandy. She's upstairs asleep, because without her telling me to do what I did, I wouldn't have done it. So I wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. A shout out for anybody who's been in touch with me through Sophie's Trophies, or anybody who's given me words of encouragement, advice, whatever you guys have done to help me with it. Thank you very much, and I hope to do more and improve as time goes on. And the biggest shout out, I have to say, Tricky. I do have to give you the biggest shout out, my friend, because this is your website, this is your podcast, you began it. Thank you for everything you've done for me, pal. I really do appreciate it, mate.
Listen, it's
ego grow.
It's my pleasure. All right, my shout out.
Hold on, let me do some shout out DLC because as Tricky mentioned, I got in the habit of thanking everybody else, but I didn't mention.
No. You know what? Alex, I gotta stop you. I appreciate that you're gonna give a shout out DLC, but we can't break the tradition. Ashley does get the last shout out.
No, fine. Here's my shout out DLC. So Tricky, of course, has done a lot for all of us, and not just like in the ways you can see, but just running the website and keeping it going. So that's definitely something to thank Tricky for and to be grateful for. But Tricky made mention it where I came onto the show and then I left for a certain amount of time to go podcast on another website, and personal relationships fell apart at that point, and I was basically jettisoned like hot garbage from that website. I've kind of like made peace with those demons, and I'm still, I'm cool with some of the people that work from that website. But when I left the website and didn't have anywhere to go, Tricky and Donnie welcomed me back to Trophy Horrors, and it then became me, Tricky, Donnie, and Yield on Trophy Horrors. And I've always appreciated that even though I left to go do something else, that Tricky and Donnie and Yield were more than happy to welcome me back. They didn't feel like scorned, they didn't feel burned, they didn't, give me shit about it, they just welcomed me back. So I've been back ever since, and I do appreciate Tricky for that, as well as Ben and Donnie for just kind of like being understanding. Troy, no, you left. But as is tradition, I want to give a shout out, second shout out of the show, first time it's ever happened, I believe, to my girlfriend Ashley, who I love, not only just for the cups, but her support of the site and the podcast. She's been sitting here listening on the bed next to me ever since pretty much the stream started. So she's so supportive of everything we do, and I'm so grateful that she has chosen to be with me and is just, so great to the people around me as well.
All right. Thank you. That was not necessary. I was just busting your chops, and I know you know that, Alex.
I'll show you how to bust balls.
Do me a favor. Stay right here, baby. My first shout out is going to go to this little girl. You guys hear about her every single week. This is Sweet Mama D. This is
What up, little trick?
This little girl right here is every single thing that makes me happy every single day. And I cannot go on with my life. I can't do what I do. I can't be who I am without this little girl. And I know she gets a shout out every single week, but there's often a lot of times she does not know that, because obviously I don't let her listen to the show. And most times when we record, she is asleep. So I wanted everybody to know that this little girl means the world to me, and I can't imagine my life without her. So, do you want to say anything, Sweet Mama D?
I just want to point out.
Into the microphone, dear.
I really just want to point out something that I have seen before, but you cannot see now. Candace has almost said
What's that?
Candace has almost said a bad word, and I did not like it.
Who?
Candace.
Candace said a bad word, and you did not like it.
Ooh, you're in trouble.
In the way, that kind of way. No, I still.
Okay, so you know what? Here's your chance. Look right into this microphone, and you tell Candace you have a potty mouth.
What?
Tell Candace he has a potty mouth.
You have a potty mouth.
All right. So go inside, and that'll be done in a minute. I don't even know where this cord's going. There we go. Go. My second shout out goes to the goddess, who, again, keeps me sane, keeps me there. Yeah, I'm struggling with my words here, but my third shout out is going to go to every single person on this podcast. I can't imagine doing the show without the people that are here. Sid, I know I don't give you the proper respect to listen to Sophie's Trophies every week before I plug it into the show, but trust me, I do hear it. I just don't hear it before I record the show. I will get better at that. Yield.
That's fun.
You're a pain in my ass, dude. I'm glad you reached the 21st century and now you could do text messaging, but I'm still going to call you.
I know, and I'll still ignore it.
Alex, you also a pain in my ass. You break my balls all the time, but I love you like a brother, and I can't imagine doing the show without you.
I've never, thought of myself as, irreplaceable or, so... I don't know. I do truly appreciate that because, I don't know. I feel like in so many aspects of life, I've felt like I'm just kind of like this part that can just kind of be thrown away. So,
I
alluded to before.
I will. The only thing I will tell you is you got to get a better microphone and you got to get better internet.
Well, my internet's
Hey,
fine.
and whoever thought in the history of Trophy Wars that somebody other than me would have worse internet?
My internet's just fine. And it's probably my laptop, as Steven has said, with the USB ports. Being all staticky. This microphone just doesn't pick up a lot of things, so I gotta yell into it like I'm angry.
Yield, I gotta know.
Like I'm a New York Rangers fan during the play. Oh wait, they didn't make the playoffs.
Yield, I gotta know. Are you still using the Rock Band mic to record? There you have 250 episodes, and he's still doing it with the Rock Band microphone.
Old school, baby.
Troy, I wish you were on the show more. You are a great addition to the show. I know people miss you. I wish you the best, and I know that even though your life is going to get crazy in the next few weeks, and you're probably going to lose a lot of sleep, we'd love to have you back. I'm putting you on the spot now. I'm telling all the listeners it is my mission in life to get you back as a regular host of the show.
I'm actually just looking at Steven staring into the camera. Yeah, no, definitely.
To get
I love
Steven to be Stone Cold Steve Austin talking about Mr. Good Bars.
Maybe we'll do that on Trophy Wars 300 DLC. Sid,
Yes.
your email changed my life. It really did. There was I said it before earlier in the show. Your email kept me going doing this because it gave me a purpose. And I can never thank you for that. I know you gave me a shout out and you say that I gave you the opportunity. You're wrong. You gave me the opportunity to keep doing this. And I don't want you ever to forget that.
Well, thank you.
Ever?
And a huge shout out.
It's 1 point each.
And a huge shout out to every single listener of this show. I know you guys don't interact. I see the numbers. I know the people that listen to the show. Interact with us. Let us know who you are. Let us talk to us. Get involved in our Facebook group. I know we don't even shout out our Facebook group every single week. Get involved in the...
It has been more active recently.
Trophy Horrors podcast on Facebook. It is a closed group. We will let you in. It's only closed because sometimes
All you gotta do is knock.
we post some really weird shit, and we don't want that popping up on random people's Facebook feeds. You know, people's parents may not understand the random joke that we do that makes perfect sense.
The meme culture is strong.
Yeah, the joke that makes perfect sense to all of us, but somebody look at us like, what the hell are you guys posted? But shout out to every single listener. Shout out to the people in this chat right now. Bootyful, That One Seagull, Caneless, I Am Fusion, Mystical Ashley, Mid-Level Nerd, Mr. Nuff, Mr. TMT, Skins921, and I think the rest of them are bots. Collide.
Hey, a shout out to the bots.
Shout out to the bots. You guys are the fuel to what we keep doing. And I you know what? I gave him a shout out for being in the chat, but I have to give a huge shout out to Mr. Nuff. He's one of the writers on Proven Gamer. It's Matt Murray. Everything you see right here on this Twitch was made by him. With work with me and trying to figure it all out and, you know, getting it to look proper. Every single thing you see right there was done by him. So huge shout out to him. This show literally could not be on live on Twitch right now if it was not for him. So thank you to him.
And also a recent dad.
Yes, recent dad.
So he has been super busy, but still was able to get that done for us.
And the other half of the dynamic duo as well.
So with that being said, if there's nothing else, happy trophy hunting.
Peace out.
Later.
Be excellent to each other.
On the 400.
Steven.
Yo.
Hit the outro music.
Something, there's words I don't listen to. This has been Trophy Horse 350. I think I just hyperextended my elbow.
Ow. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Later.
Until next time.
I already did that. Shut up. I already did that. Oh, well, take it over here on the microphone. Say it.
Let's go say it.
Hurry up. Hold on, listeners. I'm being trolled right now by my daughter and future wife.
Kiss my ass. Ready?
1, 2, 3, go.
Until next time, happy trophy hunting.
Bye.
Peace.
You're gonna get that again.
Talk to you guys later.
Steven316 says I just whipped your ass.
Ah, damn, I really think I hyperextended my elbow.
The theme song is Venus by the band Even off their album Zenith. Permission granted by the band and 12 Stone Records. You can find them on Facebook by going to www.facebook.com/evenphilippines.